You're good. Just whatever you say will be on YouTube forever from now on. Please don't get me canceled. This is my only
I
source of
love
income.
tacos.
Yeah.
I
Hell yeah.
stand by what I said, and I said what I said. I said, like, just be yourself. And it's a
Yeah.
great thing to have there forever.
No, do what I want.
You can't tell me what to do. I will be unique, just like everybody else.
I'm gonna be someone
Will
else.
on YouTube
Yeah.
forever from now.
Also, yeah, we can't really
Please
say
don't
be
get me
yourself because all of
This
that's
is my
where
only
imaginary
source of
brothers
income.
pretending to be other people.
I
Hell yeah.
stand by what I said, and I said what.
So for a very
Be
brief
yourself.
time, everyone who's listening just heard a little echo come through my stream of my stream. Yes, I keep the YouTube video up to know if anything's happening. So apologies for that weird Doppler echo. That was
just me talking to one of my personalities. It's fine. Fine.
that was me being cringe. But I'm free, so I don't care. Fuck off. I'm doing this solo and I'm poor, so you guys don't get to complain. This is a gift. All of this is a gift. And you're not worthy. Maybe you are. You probably are. I love you guys. You're great.
And I also just realized, like, on stream, do you guys prefer to be referred to by your characters or by your handles?
In roleplay, characters.
Well,
Who
yeah.
the hell I am.
That is a thing. Like, I think it's important for us all to recognize pretty much our whole group here, and I do mean like our whole group here, is like seasoned veterans of role-playing and such. So,
Oh my god.
like, yeah, everyone here is a broadcaster. Everyone here is a broadcaster. So, like, Shrug, everyone here, except you. I think you're the only person, Bon, who's not actually a broadcaster.
Oh, damn it, Don, get on it.
I'll do a
Broadcast
Minecraft stream
bars.
at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would never put that on you, just to make that very clear. I have been a streamer for a long time, and I'm gonna say, there's a lot of joy. The agony is often not worth it. Don't worry about it. You're good. Truly. Alright. Well, with that, I can... my thing here, live on Cornhead Studios. Where's the stream?
The fact that Omni said that, and I was like thinking about when I was doing my cooking streams, and I'm like, bro, no, like sometimes those were some long days. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But I did get to eat food at the end, so I mean, it kind of balanced out. So
yeah. Streaming is fun. Don't get me wrong. If anyone out there wants to give it a shot, that's great. I highly recommend it. As a hobby, it's phenomenal. As a job that you're going to stake your life on, yeah. Full send, you are legitimately more likely to win the lottery in a lot of cases than you are to strike it big as a streamer. Not saying that you shouldn't really get out there to do your art. Should be compensated for it. But also, full send, like, just be aware that our current society and financial structures don't favor those things. And every platform you're on is going to take you for a lark. So,
True that.
yeah. Spend your money and your time wisely. Don't go to the craps table at Vegas and say that's your retirement. That's not going to end well.
Go to roulette, it's great.
You're right. Then bet on black or red. At least it's 50%. Anyway, so...
True that.
Yeah. Alright, well, with that, hello, everybody. I am the last Omnitect, your favorite robot American, and this is Unicorn Head Studios. Welcome to another session of Legacy First Flight, our fast and light tale in the world of tomorrow. We're back! We're back, everybody! Woo!
Yay!
Yes, it is time. Also, a huge thank you to everyone's patience as I took a little time off this past month. We had a couple players who weren't able to make it, and likewise, also I myself wanted to take some time to write, and I'm glad that I did because I immediately went through like 3 crises, all simultaneously stacked back to back. Most of them weren't mine, and I had to attend them. So, like usual, I didn't have a chance to write much, and I have a lot of guilt wrapped up in it. But doesn't matter. I'm here. We're here to have fun. That's what matters most. So, let's get to it. Can we do a quick check of everyone's mics? I'm going to pop us over onto proper Legacy Light page. Okay. Does this work? Tabletop, please? Hold on. It should be the right one. It is. Cool. All right. Everyone is showing up perfectly. That makes me very happy. We're in a good place. We're starting off strong. So, with that, let's begin going from left to right. Mossy, can I get an audio check from you?
This is an audio check. Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Beautiful. Bon, can I get an audio check from you?
Audio, audio, audio.
Aureus. Paul, can I get an audio check from you?
Hello there, my name is Paul, aka Abson, and this is an audio check.
Amazing. JJ, can I get an audio check from you?
Tacos are delicious.
They are. Thank you, Jane. Perfect. And finally, Lolly, can I get an audio check from you?
Man, I appreciate JJ breaking up the professionalism, because I'm sat here being like, observe my latest mushroom man! I am making him!
Beautiful.
And you make him do a split.
He is being spawned.
He is. He's adorable. I love your mushroom.
He's currently loading in.
I don't know what his name is yet.
He's being rezzed. It takes time. That's how it goes.
He looks like a Gerald.
Gerald? Done.
Like
This
Gerald.
is now Gerald.
Oh my
Let's
god, I
go.
love it.
Gerald.
Congratulations, Lee. You have named a child.
Does this make me the honorary aunt?
Yeah, basically.
Alrighty. Well, with that, who wants to do a quick debrief of what happened last time on stream? Unless you guys want me to do it, it has been a hot minute.
Me.
Okay, I'm gonna need your help because it was basically you guys doing your own thing. A lot of it. So,
Hold on, if that's the only, hold on, if that's what me telling you we're going to do, I can do that. So, like, basically, last session we all did our own thing.
We kind of did. Zenith
Oh, really
had a
easy,
chat.
right. I think I should
Zenith
get
had a
at
little
least 2
chat with her
legacy
wife.
for that. Yeah.
Zenith had a chat with her wife, and it was adorkable. Yeah.
yeah, that is true.
Louis came for advice. There was a moment where it sounded like he was asking Zenith out. That was really awkward, and then it was fine. And she gave actual advice because, you know, she's one of the people on the ship who actually is in a stable relationship.
Don't forget
Despite
that
being
Louis gave
most-
Mognir a tour of the ship.
True. And Mognir also got access to a relic as well. So now the
Yes.
sunrise at midnight is rightfully in the hands of a character that can cloak and shoot and carry a weapon and fire it simultaneously. A list of traits I didn't think was particularly onerous, and yet it's taken a while to finally get that again. So the relic has been restored to a useful hand. Likewise, also, I believe, I can't remember if, correct me if I'm wrong, Amaya, were you there for the last session?
I'm trying so hard to remember.
Yes.
I believe
yes,
you
you
were,
had to
because
see
you
her
had
diary.
let's say, you had a conversation with Zenith, I believe,
Yes, I
about the
did.
whole negotiation.
I gave her the
Down the
plant relic.
Yes.
Yes.
You also
Yes.
entrusted her with the felling thorn.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's right. Thank you. See, this is why. It has been over a month, and
Yes,
even
'cause-
I lose memory, so...
First
Yes.
degree, the son gifted it to Amaya, who has now left it in Zenith's care. As Zenith already
Zenith
has
being
the
botany stuff.
bit
It's
set
like,
Yeah.
because you have
Tryna-
your needle and the felling thorn.
Yeah,
And
But
those
trying
I
are
to
the
believe
session
the needle
notes.
becomes another one.
Yep.
gonna grow so many badass things.
trying to make another one, and then also and then I spoke to Zenith also just to kind of check in with everything that happened in the previous session, emotionally and things, and then it gives some encouragement and stuff. So yeah.
People witness Zenith having feelings.
yeah, feelings. Ooh.
She doesn't
Speaking
do
of being-
those.
Ew.
Speaking of being cringe and free, but yes, it is good. I'm glad. Thank you. I appreciate that. I thought so. I just wanted to be sure because it's
Yeah, I
my
was like,
bad
"Did I miss
memory,
something?"
not you. Your Amaya is memorable. Omni remembers nothing. It has nothing to do with Amaya. It's definitely a thing I need to look into at the doctor's. So, anyhow, excellent. So I think that's everything.
I think we finished with Cogsworth excitedly yelling across the ship comms as sunrise at midnight was shot at full strength off the side of the ship.
Yeah, you just see the light.
Yes, this is very true. This is very true. Which is very cool. I thought that was a fun way to finish it.
Yes.
So, with that, I suppose we will return back to our... We'll return back right... Not quite right where we left off, but, like, in the ballpark. So, you guys are still on your starship. You have just reached the halfway point, and the ship, as usual, space folds to this new system. The system itself, which I will... My GM... Found this.
You did say we still have 2.5 days to do things, right?
Yes, you do, because it's halfway there, halfway there, instantaneous spacefold that covers an insane amount of distance, and then another 2.5 days. So it's always 5 days to travel, and halfway in there, there's an insane leap of distance. Perks of bending space and time is everywhere is always the same amount of space from the same distance. Don't have to worry about it as much. The system you've entered is known as Gatelin 2-1, designated formally as the, technically it's, I guess the system is the Gatelin system, but the world you're approaching is Gatelin 2-1, formally designated as New Letali. It is a core world, and technically it is a gas giant. It's a core world because it has 19 major geostationary orbital platforms around it, and many, many harvestable moons. It's basically its own little system within a system. Anyone's familiar with the Jovians, you know exactly what this is like. Only in this case, New Letali is a giant blue gas giant, kind of like Neptune. So, had to get that joke in. Yes, so, blame American England. You guys are namely headed towards one particular place. This would be known as Letali Bay platform.
I did have a question.
Yes.
Did Ara truly in the last session say that he was being stationed where we were going? I couldn't remember if that was the exact location or if that was just the area.
So, I believe he said that he was heading to Letali Bay. So, that's part of his next commission. Whether it's station, or whether it's a job, I don't think you would recall off the top of your head. I'm not even sure if he mentioned it. I think he just mentioned offhandedly that's where he's heading next.
Becky would not know. She was not a part of that conversation. That was just Louis and Ara.
Okay. Louis, you would definitely know that at very least he is on the way here. He'll probably get here about the same time that you guys have been. So, maybe a little faster.
He'll probably be a day early because we stayed on planet another day.
Yep, I was going to say a little earlier. So, yeah. He'll be on the ground a day before you, more or less. And he'll be all settled in and ready. But
why do I have a feeling that's like Horak's insurance? Again, just keeping an eye on us.
But that's all the details that you guys know off the top of your head. There's plenty more you guys can learn if you want to spend any time doing research, but you have 2.5 days. So, how do you want to spend the rest of your... I guess this would be the afternoon of the third day. Someone put the Zelda bum-bum in the background. I can't do that. When I get editors, can you do that?
Just a year later.
I'll do it live. We can't.
Yeah.
Someone suddenly throw a moon at him.
Wait, we can't do this.
But no, so what you guys want to do with the remaining half of your day, unless there was anything in particular you were interested in doing. Because I know that right now, Cogsworth is currently climbing into a hard suit, namely a certain member of your team's hard suit, because it was part of the deal. So we'll be doing that in a second. So, does anyone else have anything they wanted to do today? You have about enough time where I would justify any action that would yield like one roll. If it's like a larger string of rolls, I would make you take the next day. So,
I would like, and there is zero rush on this, and it can just be a roll and then move on, to research the equivalent of WWE and AEW in space.
Yes.
Excellent.
Specifically where we're going, because I believe there is tournaments, there's like pits and combat. I don't want to say wrestling, because I don't think it is. But yes, so I would like to know if there's like any lore in the pits. Is it UFC? Is it WWE? Is it scripted? Is it not scripted? that sort of thing.
That is...
I want to land on this planet with the belief, with the understanding that I know the history. I want like Hulk Hogan body slamming Andre the Giant. I want Undertaker throwing mankind off the top of the cell. That sort of stuff. You know, I want like who is the John Cena, who is the Randy Orton, that sort of thing.
As your wife, I say this with all the love in the world. You're such a dweeb.
Okay, I say this as your friend who used to have a friend who was super into that. That's fucking lit as hell.
I'm a big fan of wrestling. Go away. I like the storytelling.
I will say for a
We all
brief
know you
period of
just
time.
like the men in spandex.
Well, I
Right?
mean, we're all
Hey,
clear
you
enough
look
here
at
to
Rhea
appreciate
Ripley
that,
and
I
Alexa
think.
Bliss and tell me you don't like wrestling. Like,
I mean, have
I
you
can
seen women's
actively tell
wrestling?
you no.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's true.
You're right.
Honestly, I'm nowadays I'm more of a fan of luchador. Like Lucha
Yeah.
Libre is just like
Yes.
it's just professional wrestling, but completely untrained from reality, and I love that. Yes, the El Rey. I'm gonna literally just do gymnastics on you for 3 minutes and then throw you with my legs is really good.
Yes.
Also, Slay
Peak
Queens, y'all great.
athleticism.
Agreed, 100%. So that's great, Paul. We absolutely will. So, at the moment, we'll pick up right where we kind of left off a little bit. So, Mossy, we're going to go into you, and then we're going to go into you, Paul. I think that's going to be I'm going to actually say that's going to be starting the end of today will consume most of Louis' time, and then into the next day, because again, you're like, you know, it's like if you were saying, I want to learn everything about the UFC, that's going to be like
yeah,
a couple
there's at
days.
least, you know, a couple of minutes, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And then JJ and Lolly, did you have anything you wanted to do?
Agreed.
Annoyingly, I've got a niggle in the back of my head that said I probably did have something, but it's been 6 weeks and I've moved house and slept many times since then. So,
I don't know if you remember that Zenith does have now the sword that she's taking care of
Yeah.
from First Who Greets the Sun. So she was studying it. I think, because JJ, you mentioned that you wanted to grow a new one if possible.
Yeah. I wanted to see if we could make more.
Yes, okay.
yes,
So that's probably part of that.
possibly so.
Okay.
I didn't know if you'd wanted Becky to have any sort of interaction with Zenith, having seen Zenith be a person and received a compliment from Zenith.
Right? Yeah, she was just like, wait a minute.
Yeah, Zenith's like, badass. She's like,
Right? Like, finally, like, suddenly, like, oh, okay, there's something. I think this round, unfortunately, I think she has too much to do. She will be joining Cogsworth and Mognair shortly to also, because she needs to see the quartermaster. She will be trying to talk to Ettore and Horak.
beautiful.
Sure.
So yes, researching things potentially for Zenith, just, you know, checking out the difference between the sword and the thorn, and if this is extrapolation of, and that sort of thing.
Valid as hell. Okay. Cool. I'm just for here.
Thank you, Bon, for being my brains.
Thank you for playing an amazing character.
All right.
Shut up with your positive feedback.
Okay, we'll slowly introduce it into your diet and you'll get used to it.
No.
All right. I'm gonna have to write a little information out on this because there we go. Okay, cool. So good. I should have a proper name. Oh, that's right. Yeah, thought I had it. All right, cool. I forgot I actually had a proper name for all this information. So, as we pick up where we left off, we're gonna go to Mognair. Mognair, as you guys get back into the ship from the airlock, having fired the laser cannon that very briefly you took that thing outside and you gave it a good shot, which, honestly, let's be real, most people don't get a hold of relics, and it's very important that when you get a hold of a relic, especially one as terrifying as a sniper rifle designed to joust something out of orbit from foot, that you give it a shot somewhere safe where you're not gonna hurt somebody. as you sort of clamber back in, Cogsworth turns to you and just goes, "All right, did it. Your end of the bargain."
She's all yours.
Yes. And so, as you guys roll into the, interior of the garage, you see the Click sprint over to where your hard suit is currently like racked up. And at that moment, as it sort of sits there, they sort of clamber in. Make me an awareness check very quickly.
Okay, so it's...
And here we have Cogsworth properly. Tell that up. Trying to find ways to like, properly represent where you guys are.
What is it? T12. Luck die. So that is 7 on D12, so 10 total.
10 total. That's more than enough. So, Cogsworth is, by the definition of them, one of the sub-varieties of Click. Many species have certain phenotypical traits that are more pronounced or others. Not unlike humanity has, like, not phenotypical, but certain traits that might accentuate themselves more than others. And that can be skin color, facial shape, hair color, whether your lobes connect to the back of your head or not, that kind of thing. And for many species, these are, like us, highly diverse and relatively irrelevant. But every once in a while, you do come across one that's actually kind of important. Like, actually one that changes things a little bit. And, well, so, Cogsworth is what would be referred to as a shroudish Click. This is because they have this set of what look like wings, but they're not really. Kind of like just poof. It's sort of like if you grow your hair out in a bang. Or more accurately, it's more like when insects get a really fuzzy coat like caterpillars. And so, and in this case, it's meant to be a defensive tool. They have almost nothing underneath them except for the fluff and the fibers that are underneath it to keep it straight, and they're all absolutely nerveless. So there's no pain involved. It's like sitting on your hair, unless, you pull on it. However, it comes off whenever it touches something. And makes a very sticky, staticky mess, designed so that when a predator bites into them or at them, if they catch the wing, they just get a mouthful of what's basically foul-tasting confetti. And you see as Cogworth is sliding into the hard suit, just, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, and just nuzzling in, you can see all the scales just slowly coming off, sticking to the interior as they nuzzle in. And as the hard suit locks into place, there's a little click and a as the air pressure like normalizes, and then like this little puff of like of scales comes out of the back as the air pressure pulls it out.
That's the thing, it's not going to come in the back because it seals at the front. It's going to come out where the jaw hole is.
Oh, yes.
So it's going to be like poof out the front. Because obviously it's built around where his jaw piece is, so there's just like hole.
You can see Cogsworth like slowly look around in the hard suit, and it's a little different than when you wear it. You have your blades that the hard suit locks into, so
yeah,
the helmet sort of seals up over those, completing like the structure. So it's weird seeing your hard suit without the jaws, but sort of looks around, is like, oh wow, I am incredibly strong in here. I can feel
just
how fast you are.
Take it easy. It moves very fucking responsively.
Hey boys!
You're fixing it.
Oh, I'm already doing that anyway. Hey boys! And then you see like two of the technicians down down like one of the rows just be like, yeah, you might want to move. What? Move! And then he just rolls up into a ball and just hurtles down the gangplank at them. Make a quick attribute check. That's for a boat. Oh boy. So, one of them manages to sort of get out of the way, and the other one sort of gets like hit and just bonks out of the way. He doesn't seem like he's severely hit like hard, but enough where like he just sort of slides on the ground for a second. Oh, motherfucker! As like
I did tell you to move.
it basically Cogsworth Sonic spins up and down the gantry a couple of times, just enjoying the speed and the strength of it, and then unfurls and goes, "Okay, this thing's pretty fucking sick. The only ones I've ever used are construction systems, so very nice. Let me just get out of here for you. Let me get this thing back to the rack." And sort of like the things like reticulating limbs sort of scatter across the actual decking until it gets back to the rack where your hard suit normally sits. It locks up, and then it opens. And there's and another like, and this is like an alarmingly large amount of scales. It really does look like someone dumped confetti out of a bucket out of the front as they come out. Just, oh, that was so fun. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Mog.
Yeah.
I owe you a beer.
You're also owing me a clean.
Turns around and looks at it. And I guess that's... Fuck. Hey boys, get the vacuum! And you can see the guy on the gantry like, just... Do it yourself! And just walks away.
Why does it feel like this has happened before?
Mognik kind of looks up at the gantry, not realizing he's still kind of holding Sunrise of Midnight, kind of scans up. Do it.
Fine! And he just turns around and starts walking down the gantryway towards you and grabs a hand vacuum and starts approaching. So, yeah. The rest of the evening goes by. Cogsworth and you talk about the nuances and foibles of your hard suit. The cool things that get just that awesome. And
well, he wanted to get a set of schematics made up for it, so he knows kind of what it is already to then maintain back to, didn't he?
Pretty much. That's really the big thing. Cogsworth, again, is your quartermaster. His job isn't just to get your gear. Get your gear. So, like, that was kind of an important trial run for him. For multiple reasons. So, move on from that. Louis. Hop over to you. So, I want you to do me a favor. You are gonna roll me research.
Research is under the R's. I have nothing.
That'll be intellect then. And remember, you do get your luck die.
Oh. Could I persuade you to let me roll anything else because I really want to?
Okay.
That is a 5.
That's a 5, eh? Huh. Okay. So that's not the worst thing in the world, actually. Okay. 5. I'm gonna actually do a thing. I'm gonna see what the role you need to get is. So, good news is this is all pretty reliably findable. It's a matter of parsing through it. That's really the challenge in this instance of your role. Your role isn't can you do it, because again, like you mentioned, it's pretty easy to find.
It
also,
just takes time, and if I can remember it all.
Basically, it's that you're parsing through so much. Again, it's the rabbit hole, right? I want to learn about the UFC, or I want to learn about, like, the WWE, which then became the WWF, which was originally WWF, which then became Raw, which then became 6 other fucking names so they could avoid copyright. Yeah, that shit's the sort of thing that you can fall down a million wormholes and learn nothing about, and yet learn everything. So, I'm gonna roll it out. We're gonna see how much it's gonna take for you to get that. Your collective roll is gonna be a 17. When you hit 17, you're set. So, Louis, I'm not sure. Have we ever described the interior of your room on the ship before?
If we have, I don't remember what it looks like. And knowing me, I probably redecorate it every 6 months anyway.
That's fair. It's a space roughly about the size of a cargo container double stacked. It's like a loft, basically.
Cool.
Yes.
Cool.
Like ours, Spawn.
Yeah. I would say there's probably a lot of pictures of just random stuff that you saw and thought were cool. There's obviously a picture of this one time with him and Becky, and someone took a photo, and it's very important, and that's quite prominent on his desk because they're best friends. He probably does have pictures of like different weapons or mech suits because although he doesn't know much about them, he just thinks they're kind of cool. Like the guns look cool, but they're not based on power or utility or anything useful. It's based on basically whether or not they have a lightning stripe down the middle of them or like flames like Becky did. He is an entirely aesthetically focused being in terms of weapons and mech suits. Yeah, aside from that, his bed is probably just going to be messy all the time. Why on earth would he make it? He's just going to go back into it afterwards. And he's probably got half a dozen cans of... I think we decided Red Bull was still a thing in the future.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he probably has a fair few cans of that somewhere.
For
I
the
love that
record,
this is just what your room would look like if you didn't live with me.
Yeah.
single men decorate their room like. No, I feel that, actually.
This room almost looks like that, and I do live with you.
That's because it's your room. What
Yeah,
you
it's
do
my
with that
room.
room is entirely
No one touches
yours.
it.
So, Louis, I presume you have a bed. Probably, like, given yourself, it's probably more like, take this in the most positive way possible. Most self do not have a bed like we would. They tend to rest on the ground. They're sometimes like Japanese style, like sleeping mats, but other times they're kind of a little bit like dog beds. And this is simply just you're long, quadrupedal, and you have a big tail. So curling up makes a lot of sense, and having a ridged bed for that helps. As well as having it low to the ground. So
I don't have to climb up or jump.
yeah. And as someone who's bipedal and also appreciates having a low to the ground mattress, I will say learning to sleep like Japanese style on the ground actually kind of fucking awesome.
Nice.
So you have your bed, and I imagine you probably pulled like a little table or something nearby, or you just have like a bunch of snacks and like monsters scattered around you. And you can turn on a holographic projection pretty much anywhere. Unlike televisions and monitors, holo projector screens are literally just like little devices you can on basically any. There is such a thing as an actual monitor, like an ultra super mega high def, which you know, if you want to literally stare at what looks like a window into somewhere else, that's what like the big TV.
Cool.
So sort of have yourself nestled up in that nook, and you just start. You turn the thing on and start watching. And as you do, you just hear like the first thing that comes into mind that like appears on your screen is like this little like slightly like scintillating image of like black and like as it like scrolls across the screen and like it reveals it's a bunch of interlocked little hexagons in this very like overly ornate like three-dimensional structure. And in the background you just hear in the distance, the most violent sports in history are always those that are the most revered. Gladiator battles have been known across many different cultures, regardless of their origin. What drives mortals to seek the death and violence and blood of the world? Who knows? But you enjoy it, and so do we. Welcome to another episode of the Letali Underground Combat Tournament Circuit, sponsored by the Frontier Corporation. Frontier Corporation, expand your horizon, the start of time. And, like, it begins to, like, literally, like, it's just exactly as overhyped as you'd imagine. It has several, like, major figures of the time, including, actually, a hunter who is currently narrating on stage. Hunters are important. I'm going to take a brief second to tell you what this is and why this is relevant. Hunters are super, I would say, human, but they're not just human now. Every species can contribute to hunters. They work for the Union in the same way Voyagers do. But in this case, hunters are exclusively a military organization founded to fight the Ataraxi Scourge, in case they ever return. You know, the horrifying thing that ate the entire fucking galaxy, and that can consume you by touching you. To make a hunter, you take a person, and beef them up with cybernetics and gene therapy until you have a person that literally has no, like, they don't age after a while. They'll hit like middle age and they'll just live basically forever as long as they have medical support. And they are almost always 2 to 3 feet taller than they used to be and ludicrously strong. They are post-human, if we're gonna use that term, except they're not just human.
Yeah.
And so these guys have given their entire lives to fighting this threat, and sometimes even do mercenary work on the sides. They used to have a big tournament circuit back when they were a human-only thing. And apparently, to this day, they still maintain some of the arena thing going on. And having a hunter here at the Letali Underground Combat Tournament Circuit is kind of like having The Rock show up to do like a Super Bowl intro. It's kind of a big deal. And so, you know, as you're sitting there talking, start explaining a couple things, showing you a couple matches, you're starting to learn a couple of basic details. So, the first thing I'll say that you learn, right off the gate, is what the name of the sport is. It's called Walker Fight, all one word. And so, Walker Fight is exactly what it sounds like. It's technically a combat sport built around using walkers to engage in what we would consider blood sport. It encompasses many different forms. It's not just boxing, mind you. Although close quarters combat is very much a crowd pleaser. Technically, it's all weapons, all ranges are allowed. Strictest sense, you're not supposed to aim for the cockpit usually, but it's okay if you do, because at the Letali Combat Tournament Circuit, it's entirely a simulated environment. So
it's like that BattleTech thing, that entire planet dedicated to sports and indulgences.
Oh yeah, yes. It's in the territory of Canopus. Yes, absolutely. It is that same sort of idea, but in this case, it's actually a three-dimensional holographic environment. So you can absolutely kick the shit out of each other, and usually it should be fine. But you feel the pain. It's simulated for you. So you can go into shock. And in fact, it happens routinely. So they keep a lot of medical personnel on standby in case someone gets virtually ripped in half and experiences that feeling and needs to very quickly be taken to the ER or at least have like a significant amount of shock treatment to keep them actually going into cardiac arrest.
Didn't Louis already experience this undergoing pilot training?
Yeah, he didn't enjoy that.
Yeah, Louis has experienced it a couple times. In fairness, your experience with it is somewhat like a little more limited, because for you, you know, when you die, the simulation sort of ends. It's just sort of like it blinks out. But all the G-force and other things are simulated. I don't remember if you experienced, like, I think you did experience the pain.
Yes, I remember doing that because I had to get very drunk afterwards to deal with it.
That's true. So in this case, it is very much focused that pain needs to be matched, like realistically so. But as a result, the Letali Combat Tournament Circuit, or Walker Fight, is usually considered a pretty safe sport, all things considered. And unlike most other sports, there's no permanent injury that usually comes from it, save for the odd neural feedback and actual, like, you know, shock trauma you can endure. That's Walker Fight by the fancy side of it. There is an underground circuit, and the underground circuit is way more dangerous. So, the Letali Combat Tournament Circuit, or the LCTC, or LCT, depending on how you want it, or just the LTC, depends on what acronym you want to leave out. If you want to call it the Letali Combat Tournament, then that's LCT. If it's the Letali Tournament Circuit, LTC. Got it.
Like the drug, yeah, got it.
Exactly. So, Walker Fight in that environment is meant to be safe. In the underground circuit, they don't have the money for incredibly expensive holographic simulation systems, or photorealistic projections. So much so that one, like, stream you were watching, the one broadcast you're watching, it actually, in order to properly simulate these things, they will have actual stadiums. And the stadiums have massive projector systems that are technically not even just projectors. the technical term for it is, and I wrote it down here just to make sure. Here we go. A magnetoferrogram. So magnetoferrogram married to a holographic system. Basically, they use magnets and gravity to manipulate ferrofluid to create objects with mass, and then project holographic light onto it to make it look real. So you can have a fight, which for all intents and purposes is a real fight, but no one is involved. Which is what the stadiums are for. So that way you get like the impact, the feel. When two mechs slam into each other at hundreds of miles an hour, it creates a blast wave. You can feel the blast wave in those stadiums. That's a big selling point. Your average backyard, like, underground fight club does not have a budget several trillion credits wide. And so they just have guys get in their mechs and beat the shit out of each other. And people actually die in that all the time. This is where the don't aim for the cockpit thing comes from the underground circuit. But it still happens. So, and yes, it's good to see you, teacher. So it's, yeah, generally speaking, it is rough. It's a very violent sport at very different ranges. It's basically open combat. They just take it a little bit further. Guys do it to survive. Usually you don't do it to showboat. In this instance, they'll showboat. Overkill is the name of the game. It isn't just, I kicked that guy's ass. I kicked that guy's ass, then I blew up into a trillion pieces and it was very pretty and the audience loved it. So, you go to, I'm not even sure if you go to sleep. We should pick up the next morning.
Yeah, 100%. I'm staying up all night. Like, I'm getting my Red Bull in. I've got my, like, cheesiest thing. Like, by the time morning comes, my lips are all covered, like, Cheetos, like, Cheeto dust, along with my fingers. Like, yeah, I'm in. I'm locked in. Like, this is it.
It's
Hell
just
yeah.
like pull down the hoodie and everything.
Yeah.
All right, hell yeah. So we're gonna leave Louis as you're off in your room watching this and the sounds of smashing metal and screams and crowds roaring and everything is amazing as far as you can tell. And every once in a while, like, I'll do little side things about like the individual fighters.
After an hour, I set my comm link on like do not disturb because like I'm focused. Like, emergency only sort of thing. Like no, this is it.
I love it. Perfect. So while we leave Louis inside of his bedroom to do his thing, in the next day, we'll return to you, Louis. There's actually a lot more to dig into this, but I thought I actually did make a fair bit of lore about that.
Which I needed to learn too.
Yes, that is fair. The funny thing is, I'm actually going to say, Becky, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to roll me a to roll me a research. It's not a research. This would be technically a common knowledge or background knowledge check. This would be intellect plus research, and I'm going to give you a situational +1 because this falls under your. So I want to see how much you actually know about this.
Well, that was a 20, so I get to roll that again.
Yep.
So 22, 3. So.
3.
Yep.
Okay. You know a fair bit. I'll tell you when you know more than Louis does, but we'll compare that to what Louis rolled, because it's entirely possible, and this is something I've experienced for a really long time. Someone new can come along and get really into it and blast right past your general knowledge.
Special interest.
So we shall see.
Special interest.
Oh, yes. Autistic hyperfocus is a thing I have very much. Oh, then. Starting on the next day, as Louis is currently indisposed of, I'm just give you a little icon here to be like, yep, Louis is currently going through it. They're experiencing something at the moment. So while you're off doing that, everyone else, you have 2 days left. 2 days until you're at Letali Bay. Anything in particular to do? Get there. Again, let you guys do. This basically is my saying you can do up to 2 compound rolls. So or like, or small. Choice.
And I can wait for you, Lolly, and you, JJ, since I have other stuff.
I'm so torn between the two things that I feel like Amaya would be doing. Mostly because on the one hand, Amaya would want to know, Amaya would research everything that we're doing, or like everything about the place that we're going to, like who runs it, who runs the fight circuit, who are there, like local politicians, are there like gangs, like who's running what in this place that we're going. But then Amaya also like wants to do like training, like marksmanship training. Like I want to go in like do we even have that on the ship? Like do we have a place where we can go and like a gun range? Like what are we, if I want to use my hand cannon inside, like can I do that without blasting a hole into the spaceship? Like what are we
So you do. For the record, there is a firing range that's currently, it's part of the whole, like, when you guys are in the garage, that whole section does, in fact, have a firing range.
Okay.
The reason why we had to have Mossy, or have Mognir take his cannon outside of the ship is because it's designed to kill starships. So
Right.
there's no firing range meant to handle a bazooka. And we're in that same zone. But for standard small arms fire, and even a lot of your heavier arms, you can practice there fine and dandy. It's like 2 to 3 ranges laid out, much like anyone who's ever been to like sporting goods store or like any time of like gun store. I don't know how an experience that is, but they'll usually have like almost like a bowling alley, closed off room leading down a hallway, and there'll be targets at the other end that usually can roll closer or back. Yours is a little fancier. It's more like a bomb-proof hull, and at the very end it'll have holographic or ferrofluid systems that'll show up and make targets, so that when you blow them up, you get an effect.
Yes, love that.
So that is totally a thing if you wanted to train and practice it. And obviously you can research as well.
Okay, I was gonna say, would I be able to do both? Because those are like the only 2 things that I would do like on our way there.
Yeah, for sure.
We spend a little time training. Okay, so let's do our Kung Fu Panda train montage first.
Okay, cool. All right, so here's how I'm going to do this. I'm going to say...
The most famous of training montages, obviously.
Kung Fu Panda, obviously.
Especially with weapons. I distinctly remember that moment in Kung Fu Panda 2 when he pulled out an Uzi to take on the Fury.
Yeah.
I feel the comparison wasn't the weapon, it's the fact that there's a very gelatinous substance involved.
Exactly.
Kung Fu
There's
Panda
a very
is
fluffy, being who's learning how to fight and do stuff that they don't normally do. Okay, I just throw grenades. I gotta get my marksmanship up, man. Okay.
That's valid.
I definitely want that in Kung Fu Panda 5, like Master Oogway going, Po.
Yeah.
You can learn the way of the M16.
You can tell that I've recently watched this movie because it's on my mind. Of all the fight montages I could have thought of, that was what came into my lizard brain, was Kung Fu Panda.
I mean, in fairness to you, by the end of Kung Fu Panda 2, he is actually firing a gun. It's just not his. He is redirecting cannonballs. So, like, the man actually was briefly armed.
He was armed with some chopsticks in movie 1. I'm just saying.
He found inner peace and thus heavy ordnance in the second movie. So that's the case. Here's how this is going to go. I'm going to set a... What is your current ballistics? Because I'm guessing it's... Are you training ballistics or ordnance? I'm going to let you choose. Ordnance lets you use things like grenade launchers. Ballistics lets you fire things like standard rifle.
I think I'm gonna do ballistics. Ordnance has been pretty good to me, so I'll do ballistics.
Okay. What's your current rank in ballistics? I know I can check it, but I'm asking for the benefit of you telling the audience.
So it's +2 coordinates, and coordinates I have 2. Yeah, so.
Okay.
You said ordnance twice, sir.
No, I
Did I say ordnance? Coordinates.
Coordination. Yeah, coordination. And ballistics. So you have 2 ranks. So that gives you a D6. And you have 2 ranks in ballistics. So that means that, and I'm just going to calculate the average roll here. This is going to be 2d6, and then you're choosing I guess it'd be 1d6, and then you're choosing the average. So the average of that, rounding on the higher side, 4, 5, 7. Okay. You're gonna have 5 shots, 5 dice rolls. These are all gonna be ballistics check. I need you to roll over a 7 3 times. Roll over a 7 3 times. I'll give you +1 ballistics right out of the gate. You're at a low enough level where I'll say that beat your current score. This is not normally how we increase stats, but I do want to have a training mode thing here. I think that. So.
Everybody look coffee fighting.
You also got like 17 unspent XP. So you can absolutely have
do.
this. Like this
So
is just
much
how
stuff.
much of the XP you're gonna need to actually increase your ballistic skill. So, all right. So you have 5 chances to roll over a 7 3.
Okay. Oh.
Let it begin.
I pushed. Oh, I'm pushing things on my screen. That did stuff I didn't want it to do.
You're good.
Oh. Wait. Okay, I found it. We're good. Okay. All right. So I'm just rolling the d6 plus 2 5 times, right?
Is correct. Just doing that. Pretty straightforward stuff. Should be pretty good with it.
Okay. You're gonna have to tell me what I rolled because somehow I've collapsed the menu. Wait, I got it back.
Okay. So.
Okay, that one exploded.
That one exploded. So already you're over that. I will say if you double it, I'll count it as 2. So right now you're currently at 8. Roll the d6 again. Add it together. Okay, so that's a 9. And you also have your luck die. You get to roll. Okay.
Oh.
So that's a 9. So that's 1.
That's a 9.
1 out of 3.
Okay,
You're one out of the first of 5. You have 4 chances left. You have 1 success already in here. Do it again.
Oh, we did it again, boy.
Another 9. So you're good. So that's 2 successes. 2 successes. And that's pretty good right out of the gate. So now you're in your 3rd roll.
That's the same. Okay. So now we're rolling again.
A 7.
So 7.
Nice.
And then my luck. Okay, so that's a 7.
You've succeeded. If you want to keep going, I'll be really generous. Yep.
Okay, so that's a 6, and then...
So that doesn't count.
My luck die exploded. My luck die exploded again. This is insane.
So 6, 12, 14, 16?
No, just 14. It was her luck die.
Just 14.
14. Okay.
Yeah.
That's still double of what we expected.
So far the highest rolls you've rolled are 35 worth of rolls.
That's insane. And then this is my 5th.
28 worth of rolls. I added a 7 for fun.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so you got 28 only counting successes.
That's
Yay!
pretty good. So Amaya, you head down to the range and you draw I believe you have like you have a concussion rifle and a hand cannon. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you take those out, you have a good time blasting down the range. You're actually doing pretty good. Like weirdly really good. Not that you wouldn't be capable of it, but just like
I surprised myself.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm gonna say that congratulations, Amaya. You have a more than justified, I think, getting an extra +1 in your ballistic. So now you're up to ballistic 3. So please make a note of that in your player notes. I can.
Amaya's dedicated over here.
Damn straight.
Where's my phone?
I can put it in the notes for you.
I like how after this travel time we go like, okay, so what did everyone do? And Maya's like, yeah, I learned to shoot. Louis like, yeah, I learned UFC. It's great. So there's 2 battle bots that are fighting, right? Yeah, I know you learned to shoot. Shush. So 2 robot fighting.
So upgraded 1 rank.
Beautiful. Okay, if you have +1 rank, ballistic. Okay. Cool. Right for free.
So that'll be ballistics +3 now?
Yep.
So the +2, right?
Yep, you're now at ballistics +3, which is pretty good, actually. Your average person's skill set, like, at level... If you have 0, you're untrained. 1 is, like... I did, like, a one-day course. 2 is you practiced a little bit, and maybe you just haven't done it in a while. 3 is you practice regularly. 4 is you're really good at it. Like, naturally gifted at it. And 5 is, like, professional level skill.
You're John Wick.
Yeah, you've trained so sufficiently that, like, it is at this point an internalized skill set. You never lose it, probably. So that is...
For comparison, Mognir's ballistics is +3.
Nice.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, buddy, you need some backup? I got you.
In fairness, Mognir's focus is on ordnance, which is significantly high.
Oh my
So,
gosh, yeah, I bet.
But yes, very valid.
Nice.
Sick.
Would
Okay.
it be possible for a bio break?
Yeah, absolutely. So if that's the case, we'll take a moment and right back. Give us like, we'll say 3 minutes. How's that sound? All right, 3 minutes. See you guys shortly.
3 minutes, Darcy. 3 minutes.
This will give everybody else a chance to think about what they want to do.
Nice. So yeah, when we come back, we can just do my research because that'll probably take a while. So that's a good time to break.
Yeah, I agree. I would say that next... I think it would be the final day would be your research day. Because in order to get this level of skill increase, because an actual, like, permanent rank up is a pretty significant. I'm going to say that it took pretty much the whole day of you training to get that good.
Yeah, I agree. That sounds good. Okay. I'll be back.
Yeah. I'm going to write a couple of extra notes down on the side.
Notation.
What's everybody else doing? You guys doing good? You having a...
Yes. Indeed.
Good. It's
You
been
already know
long.
how a good chunk of mine's been, because I've been in here for most of it.
That's fair.
Woo.
Fuck do you want to do?
And for the record, I also do want to let you guys know, there's no pressure to do a thing. Like, you have downtime, but, you know, it's also valid to be like, my character's just gonna veg. I just want to relax. That's completely fine. I got no beef. I feel like I should add a mechanic to that. Just be like, you know, if you guys choose to veg, the next day I'll
Like
give
a
you guys...
well-rested thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'll give you, like, a +1. Like, or not a +1, I'll give you, like, an extra, like, luck die for that day, for that next day as you're rested. Something like that. I think that would be nice. Have a good one. Thank you.
That'll probably come more into account when if we start pushing ourselves against getting fatigue and shit.
Yeah.
Thank you for your patience.
No problem.
Downed almost 32 ounces of water.
As you should. Hot outside.
Only on.
Not disagreeing with you, Lolly. Taking victory
You
is quite
okay?
fun.
You okay?
Yeah, I moved my neck and it decided to do a pop clunk in the shoulder zone, and it was a surprise.
Oof.
It's alright. My knee did the thing earlier where I sat down. Well, I sat down on the sofa at a bit of a weird angle, and the knee sort of popped to one side, and Paul had to do the thing where they sort of come and straighten my legs so it pops back in again. Joints, instability, try hypermobility. Ooh. Paulo, would you be willing to slow down to upstairs? I'm going to ask you to move. I am, but in the upstairs, I think my water bottle's in the bedroom. Would you fling it down at me, please?
Yeah.
Because I am the downstairs person now.
Nice.
Last the room, stay up. Yep, go there. Go. Oh, boys, buddies. You two are so cute. Loki, my legs have to go there though. I'm so sorry, Bubs. Got two of them sat under my desk, like. Come here. Oh, come here, you grumpy doggo.
I love it in particular when animals get so offended that you moved and you're like, I have to go.
Right.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, you're a big doggo. I see. Okay, good. All right.
You helping, Lokes? What do you think? Are you traumatized? Yeah. My little old man. Oh, is that nice? That's great. She's upstairs. She's your problem.
Funny how, like, a lot of the time I'm having to stand up here, like.
She's upstairs.
Darcy, go downstairs and be mother's problem.
Oi!
I love
Like
I
the
love
Lion
that that's the
King.
problem. That's the solution right there.
So for some reason she went downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Very much, those are your kids, not mine.
Whenever they're naughty, I go, Lolly, your dog's are really naughty.
Yeah, funny that. Whether it's you that taught it to them.
Oh. Clocked it.
Paul, you actively like when they're naughty.
I do, yeah.
You encourage Loki to be naughty, cunning.
It was when I was relieving my mom off of her job. The dog was barking, like our patient's dog was barking. So I just barked back, and then the dog started barking because I was barking. So then I started barking more aggressively, and my mom is like, "What is the matter with you?" So I'm
We are joining forces to bark at the danger. Like, it's fine.
right, and she was like, "Stop getting him all riled up," and I was like, "I'm sorry."
Oh, woof. He's just looking at me like, such a weirdo. Like, this isn't what, like you don't bitch about wanting to be on my lap all the time anyway. He then looks so offended that he's up here. I'm like, dude, you bitch because you wanted to be up here. Don't be annoyed now you've got the thing you wanted.
This is what you came for.
Of course you
Okay.
did, love.
I think about ready to act. If you guys are ready, I'm ready.
Let's go, bruv.
All right, let's do it. Okay. Without further ado, as I just so many. There we go.
You're not happy now, are you? Okay.
Oh, I see one.
Was that really the best for everyone involved?
Yes, mother.
You're such a penis.
You're a penis, mother.
I love seeing how you guys do with your dogs. It's very funny to me. Okay.
I love that tail wag, just like, yes, I'm proud of myself.
Well, don't. And not that he gets called certain names a lot, but it has reached the point where I can yell, "Oi, butt munch," and he'll come trotting up to me like, "Yes, that's me. Hello, mother."
I am the butt munch.
That is me. Hello.
I know who I am. All right. So,
With Jackson, who's our precious baby boy.
All right. So with that, let's return back to more Legacy First Flight. Thank you all for your patience and for letting us get our bio breaks out. Need that sometime. So, as we all load back in, bit by bit, looks like we're doing good. Beautiful. I think we're fine. Audio check should be okay. So, right now, we have Louise done, Amaya's done. Did anyone have anything else they wanted to do, in particular for the second day? And again, bear in mind, I will say if you rest, as I mentioned before on break, I will give you an extra bonus die you can use the next day. We'll just say like it's a literal just a one-off, sort of just like an extra die you can just throw into something, an extra luck die, throw into any roll you'd like the next.
As was mentioned, Zenith's probably going to do a bit of research on the cool things that she's got, the cool plant things she's got, to see, okay, can these replicate? Can I have more of these?
Okay.
This little thing, will it become this big thing if I do the right stuff with it? Can I work out what the right stuff is?
That is very fair. Okay. So, as we'll have you do research very fast, I'm going to have you do me a favor and just roll me a research roll.
Indeed, give me una momento, because I'm having a slow-brained moment.
You're good.
Cool. Research. Okay, that's my intellect roll. Where's that gone?
Intellect, and obviously I'll let you add your botany proficiency, because fucking of course.
Makes sense.
Yes.
Okay, so it's open the right page. Spanner of a person. D12. That's the D6. Oh, explodey D6.
Nice.
Okay, so a 10 using the luck die. 10 plus 4 for research. Plus 1 in botany. So 15?
A 15?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Can I add my academics? Because I'm researching.
I would say for this instance I will let you. I think that's a fair, fair thing.
Then it's an extra 1. 16,
I mean, especially
16.
given how a couple sessions ago you literally were like, "Oh yes, I minored in oh god, the veracity," and like literally was like, "Oh yes, they communicate via color," and I helped literally repurpose our technology to communicate with them. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's very fair. I think we can safely say the academics. So that's 16.
Yep.
Yeah, you definitely can confirm they are growing. You sort of have managed to build yourself like a little bit of a grow setup. It's kind of a hydroponics, aeroponics style thing where you don't really have a lot of actual dirt in space unless you bring it up. You did bring some though with you, if I recall. So like you took samples while you were down there. You can synthesize soil. So that's the case, then it's an actual proper aquaponics system that you sort of rigged up there. And they're growing. It's gonna be a while, but they're visibly growing. Like, day to day, they're literally, you can see their roots expanding, their shape changing to fit the new system. So, like, you kind of just have, like, this little rack roughly about person height and about, like, say about 3 feet wide. You just have them each on, like, little like, PVC-style standees and water flowing through it. And it's sort of circulating the whole thing, so the nutrients go from there, and they get piped actually down into like a little aquaponics system with small like little tadpole-like creatures, kind of like local fish you found. Then they filter that out, it goes back up. So they're growing quite well. At the rate they're growing, given you a roll of 16, I'm gonna say depending on what your role was, I was going to determine how fast they'd be spawning new ones. So here's how this is going to work. The number of game sessions it'll take for them to grow and spawn a new one based on how well you did. I was going to say if you rolled complete pass, it was going to be 20, but we're well past that point. I'm going to say it's D6 sessions. Every D6 sessions, guys will get another one. So it's going to be 5 sessions. Count this session as one of them until you get the next of your swords. So I'm going to put that in the loop. Felling Thorn, currently in the hands of Zenith.
That's so cute, little like baby sword.
Basically, everyone's going to get to have access to these cool things.
Eventually, yes.
Haha.
New
This
Knights of the
works
Round
well.
Table, except it's for the Veracity.
Knights of the Veracilliums. But I like that Maya's like, this is a really cool thing. Hey, botany person, can we have more? And she's like, yes, we can.
4 sessions until next one routes. Please remind me. I'm going to make this officially your job to remember, Lolly, because I will forget it at the beginning of every session. Remind me to count another day off the sprouts, and that's in the loot pool. Oh, so
Amazing.
okay, awesome. So there you go. As you spend most of your day planning and studying that, Zenith, yes, congratulations, you can. And it appears to be a very effective growth cycle. They are meant... You get the feeling they're meant to be bred like. Like, the Veracity don't arm themselves with factories. They arm themselves effectively by growing their weapons as a crop. So you're just kind of, benefiting from the fact that they've engineered this thing to grow so efficiently.
Nice.
So, you get the feeling, theoretically, these could grow anywhere, but if you wanted to grow them at speed, and in a way that isn't creating an arsenal for you to find here, which is what a lot of them would do. We're going to attack this planet, we'll plant a couple of these things on a planet.
Reverse rhubarb.
Exactly. And then it's like pigs in the Caribbean, right? Every time that one of the Spaniards went somewhere, they dropped pigs off on an island, and they'd come back months, years later and find a natural wild herd of pigs that just basically dominate the island, because they'll eat anything and they'll breed like mad, and they're just a great food source wherever you go. Same kind of thing here, only in this case they're not making food, they're making weapon stockpile. You could also do that. You do realize that with your research, there's nothing stopping you from, as you cultivate more of these things, just seed bombing a planet with them and creating a hidden grove of weapons.
She ponders the ethics of this.
You should.
And
It's
decides
very
it's something
unethical.
she will.
Maybe we make choice an uninhabited planet, because
She might bring it. She might bring it to the others as just a here's a thing I figured out. I'm not saying that she wants to or is going to, but just here's a piece of knowledge I've worked out.
This explains a little bit also how the Veracity were able to resist the Anazali so efficiently. On a lot of different worlds, again, the Anazali struggled to take care of the Veracity and to take them out as a species because they didn't really have centers of industry to target. They didn't have factories. They didn't really have little shipyards.
The trees.
Exactly. It's planets and it's crops on the planets. When they started figuring out that it's actually more of an agrarian system, it became easier to deal with. But it did mean that theoretically, they don't need to bring their weapons with them. They can send a scout in advance, plant their arsenal, and when they arrive, literally reap the rewards and use them locally. And they can do the same thing with ships, too. It's just you don't have that scale. Right now, all you have is this particular variety of weapon, which is the Felling Thorn. So...
It's still badass, though. We like it.
Really cool, yeah.
I mean, considering it seems like it's designed to kill walkers, yes. Absolutely. So, that would be Zenith, Magnir, and Becky. Was there anything else second to last day you have live in order?
Yes, there were 3 things, because Becky was actually on her way to see Cogsworth when they were doing their thing.
Okay, so this will be technically your second day. This will be your third day, and then you have 3 separate things. It'll be 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So, one at a time, we'll do the 3rd day. You were on the way to see Cogsworth. What about?
To get the hand cannon from the arsenal.
Oh, yeah. No, you're good. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's yours to take. So, like, you don't even need to ask Cogsworth. Like, the arsenal is yours. You guys can walk in and just, like, snag that. So, congratulations. You now have the Meteor hand cannon, which was something that you guys picked up a couple of sessions ago.
Yeah.
That. So, that includes 6. It's literally 6, 12, 24. 8d6 plus 1 damage. It's a mining charge. It's basically a mining charge stuck in a slingshot and fired at the end. So, it is in your possession. What would you like to do next?
I mean, it was more or less also for an interaction with Mognir's character.
Sure.
So, yeah, just on the way. So, I'm assuming that Mognir, you're like, this is the process of their cleaning. They're literally cleaning out this suit. Yeah, so she'll arrive and just be like, oh, hey, like, Cogsworth, hey, I have a question. And then immediately see Mognir out of the suit with his mandibles, like, bolted into his jaw and, like, all the mods and the scars. And just be like, she will stop mid-sentence and be like, holy shit, what mods are you pulling?
As you walk in on them, they currently, like, there's, like, new technician vacuum. It's like, the interior of the hard suit looks as hard as they fucking can. And another one, like, literally on hands and knees, like a sponge. It's like scrubbing the interior. These scales are designed to be incapacitated, hard to get off. And just like, yeah, they're basically washing it like a car. Just as hard as they can. All they need to be in is bathing suits and the local school. But yeah, so as you're walking up in that being set, Cogsworth was about to reply, and then guys.
It's not a lot of mods. The jaws, the main bit. I'm sure you probably thought it was part of the suit as well. Most people do. This, he kind of gestures to the rest of him. It's mainly semi-powered, but most of it's kind of permanently attached because of damage.
It's so well done. Like, the lines are so clean. Does it hurt?
Not that I really register.
All right. I will have to talk to you later about a lot, actually. But I really have a couple of things I gotta do. Holy crap, though. Really cool, and also really good fighting. And, like, yeah, Sarah, go ahead.
I may be doing a bit more, as he kind of gestures to Sunrise of Midnight, which is still kind of sat on his shoulder at this point. I'm hoping the rest of you don't have an issue. I'm going to be using this.
Not with the way you fought last time. You feel free to use it. Take care.
I need to go see someone else. And he sort of hands Sunrise at Midnight off to Cogsworth, because he knows Cogsworth wants to put it back in the lockup and the cold storage. He's not exactly going to let him walk out of engineering with it sat on his shoulder, as much as Mognir would love to do that. Just, if you want to talk or find something out, find me later.
Cool.
And Mognir is going to leave, heading towards the bridge of the ship. And I shall leave Becky to do Becky things.
Becky things, like it's specific. But yeah, she'll turn to Cogsworth and be like, just so you know, as long as nobody's using it or needs it, I'm not sure what you need, but I'm going to take the meteor hand cannon.
It's all yours as far as I'm concerned. I'm just holding on and keeping them working for... Frankly, I was tired of watching that thing just sit there and gather dust. It's literally a C4 charge on a slingshot. It seems like a shame to just leave it behind. So, yeah. Have fun. Let me know how it works. Don't
Right.
test it inside of the training room, please. You might crack the walls a little bit more than it's a mining charge, so, discretion be advised.
I'll be careful. And also, I have to say you're doing a bang-up job as our quartermaster.
See, or like puffs up a little bit and his flute like expands. Oh, thank you. I try.
We'll have to talk shop later, but just wanted to give you the heads up that I was taking it so you weren't surprised when it was missing.
You're fine. Thanks if you're any better. I actually can reference the records. You guys check something out. You didn't usually scan your biometrics, and I see that record later. So, really more a matter of if someone doesn't, and then something disappears, that's when I go walking around the hallways with a shotgun. Fucking decided to trying to find out. Yeah, no, by all means.
Appreciate it. And like, yeah, she'll take off because she's gonna grab the hand cannon, obviously, and then make 2 calls.
Roger that. Okay. So that's pretty good. I'd say that is. You said 2 calls?
Yes, 1 to Ettore and 1 to Horak.
Okay. So if that's the case, and we will save that for the next. So going through that then, folks who have not done something on day 4 would be Magnir. At the moment, Louis, you are still currently in the process of doing the thing. I believe, Amaya, your day 4 was the training, so that's been handled. And Zenith, your day 4 was the research into the Felling Thorn. So that leaves us with Becky, Magnir, and Louis. We're going to start with Louis. The research roll. You know what you're rolling against. 17. You have 5 so far. So
12. Well, another 5, so 10.
Ooh, okay. Making some serious progress.
Yeah.
All right, then.
Yeah.
So, after a day of cooning yourself up, for the most part, and I'm willing, if you spend all day on this is just your morning now. You've stretched into morning.
Yeah, just by morning, yeah.
Okay. So, as you've stretched into morning and you've done your research, learned a fair few things. Again, starters, the Letali Combat Tournament Circuit, the LCTC, is the professional league. And then you have usually it's referred to as the UWC, the Underground Walker Fight Circuit, is the unofficial underground backyard wrestling style kind of a deal.
Yeah.
They're both very lucrative, but for 2 different audiences. So the Letali Combat Tournament Circuit actually is highly it's highly televised and polished. It's meant to be that. But as far as the underground walker fight circuit, this is more of the everyone who's in their backyard doing it thing. The trick is the Letali Combat Tournament Circuit is designed to be broadcast. Many different people across the stars. You've caught a lot of those broadcasts now live. You've seen about several dozen of these, and they always kind of open up the same sort of way. So, depending on basically where the tournament circuit is, start at the beginning. Every single year, the tournament circuit opens up. Everyone can jump on in. Everyone is basically competing for points. These points are gained by winning matches. Matches vary wildly from day to day, battle to battle. Put in for any match that you're locally nearby and available to, and basically it'll randomize who makes it in. There's an algorithm to make sure nobody just poaches every single challenge. Everyone gets a chance. So you will at least get a certain number of the same number of matches as everybody else within the circuit, and same opportunities to get those many points. The different matches change wildly from individual battle to individual battle. Most of them are solo battles, referred to as colloquially deathmatch. It's exactly what it sounds like. You and another person go into a ring, you fight to the virtual death. And whoever wins, wins. They get the whole pot of points. Points can be awarded to the loser based on style, and also the audience can give extra points as well to all of these. So at any point in time, a person can get up to 10 points in a match. 5 of them are awarded for the winning and the conditions. The other 5 are basically audience participation saying how cool, and it's averaged out. So the best you can do is a 10. The worst you can do is technically a 1. You will always get 1 point just for participating in a match. Technically 2 participation, and even if you have like old audience reception, you'll get 2. 2 to 10. In order to qualify at the end of the year, you need to have a total of 200 points in order to get into the championship. So that means you need to have effectively 20 perfect matches, or, you know, however many extra matches you need to get to that point. This gets you into what's referred to as the LCTC. The joke is like Letali Combat Tournament Circuit is the same acronym, so it's like fucks it up a lot as a joke, but it's also just often called the Letali Championship. This is the big event at the end of the year. Like I mentioned, most matches are deathmatch, but there are team matches as well, where you and other independents can get together and do your best to like accomplish objectives at the fire team. Sometimes these teams are like kind of like professional wrestling, where they'll actually like stick together over a longer period of time. They'll make joint merch. You know, again, Macho Man Randy Savage and yeah, exactly. Literally, like, you know, Hulk Hogan and Randy and Savage are literally, that's their whole thing. So like, as the time goes on, however, the individual placement is really what matters. Team fights can be everything from capture the flag to holding position, which would be in this case called usually King of the Hill, and several other objectives, including cleanse and sweep, which is literally where objectives will spontaneously pop up across a larger map, and whoever holds them longer, basically for a certain period of time, it's basically go capture a point, hold on to it till you capture it, move on to the next, and other battles as well. Sometimes they'll even do historical battles, which they'll reenact a historical battle with you playing a specific part in it. But all these are basically the same thing, an opportunity for individual teammates to get anywhere from 2 to 10 points. The championship is almost exclusively deathmatch, with one big exception: the opening battle. The opening battle is referred to as a slaughter match. This is where everyone jumps into one massive environment at the same time, and they beat the shit out of each other until there's 10 left. Usually, there's about 50 that start in the big slaughter battle. The reason this is relevant is because of the sheer amount of betting. This is where the LCT really makes their money. Which is nice, broadcasts are nice, but betting brings in billions of current. Possibly trillions, if it's a particularly like big year. It's a huge amount of money that changes it. So much so that a lot of the larger corporations in the JSA have kind of like a sponsorship slush fund that they'll actually put on betting for the events to make money back. And they sort of do it as like oh, we're investing in this. Like, you all get a cut of it, so it benefits you, but we get a big cut back. So a lot of corporations in the region treat the LCT as kind of a gambling table for extra income. And as a result, Letali Corporation has made bank. They are still technically primarily a mining corporation, but the lucrative nature of the fights have made it such that they are primarily now becoming an entertainment corporation. They are literally scaling down their mining in exchange for ramping up the fights. And it's showing. As far as the underground walker fight circuit, it's way more brutal. It's almost exclusively deathmatch, occasionally team deathmatch. And the difference is, usually it's not truly a deathmatch, because again, underground circuit, it's not a virtual experience, it's people. So, usually the term they refer to it is walker kill, where you disable the walker, and that counts as a So
is there like a recruitment process where someone from the underground circuit might be seen by people who run the LCT, and they're like, that person is so good, I want them on the main stage. Can I sort of bring them up and like give them a bit of money maybe, or sponsor them, and like they get promoted?
Yeah.
In WWE, it's called developmental and the main place.
Yes, actually, that does happen. It's not super common, and this is because the underground walker fight circuit is fucking massive. Originally, walker fights started as an informal thing so that miners who spent many hundreds of hours in the mines, if you're in an orbital mine and you're grinding away at an asteroid, you could be in your walker for like 72 hours at a time and required to use the onboard facilities for anything, sleep in your walker, and then you come out of your shift because it can literally be kilometers in 0G to get out. And it's actually more dangerous to do that back and forth than to stay there for the full shift. So you get stressed after that. You would then emerge, and on your days off, you'd take your mech and beat the shit out of someone else. And it was mostly just a fight club thing, and they'd start putting money on it, and eventually it became a whole tournament. It became a whole circuit. And then Letali noticed that there was more money changing hands in there than was being spent at the company store, and they formalized it in the LCT. It still exists, though. And so, the only qualification for walker fight in the underground circuit is, do you have a mech? And does the other person agree to fight you in the ring? And that's basically it. This happens at bars, this happens at like local fight clubs. Truth of the matter is, the underground walker fight circuit is across the entire sector. New Letali is just the hub of it. And while New Letali has, like, Letali Bay itself has a brand new massive stadium that's about, like, I want to say it's about 3 years old now. It's literally called, and I want to make sure I got this right because I took great care to name it correctly. Oh yes, the Macroseum is what they call it, the Macroseum, which is like a square kilometer in size. It is ludicrously huge. But that thing, which cost trillions of current to build, and in fact was the largest internal magnetoferrogram holographic system in the entire galaxy for a while, until literally like about a month later when Certus Games in the Roland sector announced the construction of the Penta Theater, which is about twice the size. Yeah, so it was a big deal for a while. For the underground circuit, they meet anywhere. They'll fight anywhere. So they need to vet gets into the big circuit, make sure that they're not going to be putting in someone with a troubling background or someone who's actually a revolutionary and going to destroy the entire system, which has occasionally happened once or twice.
Same WWE, to be honest with you. Yeah, that's fair.
So, in this case, that's really the big trick. It's a matter of, do you get big enough in the underground circuit where people start requesting that you go into the big? And every once in a while, they actually see it beneficial to say no just to build rivalry. Because, like in professional wrestling, the guys who own it become personalities in it. And the guy who, McMahon was a piece of shit so legendary that literally one of the most frequently searched results for him is him getting fucking suplexed or punched. So, funny enough, he was such a big piece of shit in real life that it also still applies.
Nice.
So
good consistency.
Yes, but yeah, that's kind of the deal. You can go up, and in fact, actually, the most recent LCT champion, and also what was going to be the returning champion, looked like they were the most in contention to win. Emmertide was, in fact, originally an underground walker fight. They were from the underground walker fight circuit when they got promoted up. Unfortunately, that's the person whose murder you're investigating. They got killed before this year's championship, which is going to happen in, like, literally less than. So, Yeah.
Terrible time to be murdered. He's gonna win the championship.
Yeah, it's basically Rocky Balboa won the medal 1 year, and then the next year when he goes to fight Dragunov, someone fucking shoots him in an alleyway. That's pretty much what just happened.
I can just imagine that Louis researching and doing all this, and then go, oh yeah, and then suddenly goes, wait a minute, that name. Oh!
Yeah, pretty much.
Ah, can't wait to see this Hamatide. Why does that sound sound familiar?
I'll give you more details about him if you spend a little more time researching. I'm gonna
actually stop there. I'm gonna believe that I know everything I need to know. The only other question I might have is, was there any scandals in the LCT? Like there was a steroid scandal in WWE. Was there any like backroom dealers, some questionable bets, some fight throwing?
There have been several.
That's fine. That's all I need to know. I don't need more details on that. I just need to know.
Yeah, there have been several. The only thing I'll give you an asterisk on that is, remember, this is a corporate-run area. So what things we view as scandals, where it'd be like, oh yes, this is wildly unethical and unlawful, it's more like these are things that the board of directors would find objectionable 9 times out of 10. And also very clear naked acts of violence against one another outside of the tournament. That happens a lot. There you go.
Cool. Right, I'm happy. I know all about LCT now. I'm an expert. I need to share that knowledge with somebody.
Oh, and Louis, I do want to mention as well, did show interest in wanting to get a fight. The likelihood of you getting into the LCT in a fight, non-existent. But getting into an underground fight, 100% doable.
Is there an underground fighting champion?
Oh yeah, actually there is.
Do we know their name?
Midas.
Cool, thank you.
Problem.
I'm gonna fight Midas.
All right, so Louis, that's you, all caught up as you emerge from your cocoon, covered in Cheeto dust and with probably more monster in your system than blood at this point, but a surprisingly deep amount of knowledge on the LCT and the oncoming championship.
I'm gonna go for a wash. I think I need a shower.
Just literally stand up, like quake your way to the shower as you vibrate from all the energy drinks.
Yeah.
All right. So that would be Louis. So Becky and Magnir, anything you wanted to do for your the 4th day, in particular, the calls. I know you had the call, Becky, and then Magnir, did you have anything?
I wanted to go speak to the captain of the ship.
Sure. Entirely doable. Right. Oh, if that's the case then. And Becky, who do you want to call?
Attore and Horak.
Gotcha. Okay then. So I have to do it one at a time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, she's not doing a conference call with both of them. Thank you though.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Okay then. So if that's the case, I'm gonna roll a chance cube. See. Bon, we're starting with you. Who did you want?
Attore.
All right. Okay, cool. Oh.
Assuming he picks up. Like obviously it's fine if he doesn't.
Fair. That's fair. Right. So as you put the message out, it takes a little bit to get there, but eventually get a hold of Ore.
Yeah, and she'll be in the secure room for these communications.
I figured this is not the kind of thing that you want to privately. Oh, Torre does eventually pick up. All right. So, Becky, put in the call, and eventually Attore picks. You can see that he's clearly somewhere in this, because he's standing in front of a view screen, and it's literally just staring out onto starry, nondescript background, which has been clearly blurred, by some kind of
Which fair? Is he wearing the dog tags?
Oh yeah, the dog tags you gave him?
Yeah, it's fine if not. Again, it's just one of those
he is
details.
not wearing them on his person. So, oh, what can I do for you? Oh, Becky, what can I do for you?
So you trust me a little bit, right?
I trusted you enough to call all of you in, yeah.
Good. So if I'm going to continue dropping off care packages, I kind of need some fallback coordinates. Obviously, we can randomize them, so that way it's neutral and safe and go through third parties. But I do kind of need a system if I'm going to continue to help you. Because it won't really do you much good if I just drop it off at somewhere you can't access.
Bold of you to think I can't access a galaxy, but I... Alright. Tell you what. I happen to know somewhere with an old up orb out roughly around the area. Used to be an old orb mining rig for handling asteroids that were created by the whole terraforming a planet thing. Nowadays,
familiar.
that orbital where you'd want to drop it off. I need the exact coordinates. Old Skira cliquish mining. It's actually defunct, can't work anymore. I think it was on the market briefly. But either way, drop your supplies off inside. Scific chamber within. And I'll leave you the code to do. Want to drop it off there manually. I do have one request though. You do it has to be a fire. No third person.
I can certainly try. I don't know how secure that would be for you.
Oh, it would be far more secure than a third party. Again, here's abandoned. Means that appears to be abandoned. Kill anybody who tries to make it. So if it's not your fire team, don't expect to see.
Okay. And then I did have one more ask, if you were up for it.
Depends. Yes.
So these communications are secure, but I certainly wouldn't mind getting a recording of you stating that you did not attack Evanti Prime.
See, we have an issue. He didn't directly attack Evanti. Not by intention. However, the problem is that would technically be a lie. Yes, we're not the brains. However, the lie to not pretend that the Desprondi who attacked them, while they were stealing Corsair colors, did in fact attack them. They did steal coal weaponry from the JSA team. The fact that they did so, backing of shall not be named org, relevant. Though proper, describe it, that we didn't plan. And then that's a distance. We're common notion. I don't know if you're aware of this. We have very little besides the fact that we and they
You wouldn't need to lie, it would just be that.
Oh, no one thinks I per Evanti Prime. If I did, I would have succeeded in attacking Evanti Prime. That's the thing. So they know it's not. No one in the common ocean thinks that was. But been good for. I'm not going to turn and say. just in time for a number of the Sprondy communes. Uncertain, because we're not finally seeing.
And I'm not holding that against you.
If you want the recording, here's your recording. The Corsairs did not plan an attack. As far as I can tell, those outside independent. However, I do not pretend that they were. Desperate people. Them. Related them. Sing very.
Thank you.
Can do. Luck, Becky.
You too. Try not to die. I rather like you.
I'm not going anywhere. I guarantee you, either the Evanti will die, or the JSA will die before. Good night. And the comm closes.
And then she'll just be like, okay. And call up Horak.
Okay. I'm gonna say, for the benefit of the Horak call, it'll take a day to set that up because that man be.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, gonna put that on for the final.
Do you have to be on hold for a whole day, or like, because
the man
I've been on hold
administrates
for like 20 minutes before? It's irritating.
Yeah, the man administrates an entire sector. So, you know, it'd be like me saying, yes, Tesla, I'd like to speak to Elon Musk. I don't know why you'd want to, but if you tried, I imagine that holding period would be quite a while.
Stimulating and interesting conversation, obviously, Omni.
And just for tea, just like, yeah.
Just
No,
ask him how he's doing. Like, when was the last time Elon Musk got asked, how are you? You know, it's always like, why are you so like you, not how are you?
I don't ask questions I don't actually care about.
What are you even doing?
Like,
Yeah.
It's always, can you not, are you okay? Do
Yeah.
you need a hug?
So, Ognir, on you. Final person of the...
Mogner is going to make his way onto the bridge.
Right. So, as you approach, and I'm... Go. So, as you approach, you can see that the staff, for the most part, are doing their whole thing, that the usual. Nothing has really changed. And standing on the bridge is Shiara Mumath, actual captain. She's currently looking at a star chart, and as you enter the bridge, one of the Marines on board, Captain on deck! They all sort of like snap together. Shiara turns around. Ah, yes, Ognir. Welcome. Pleasure to have you. What can I do for you?
I thought I would come and speak to you as our first meeting was... Louis intervened.
Ah, yes. He does that. It's fine. Voyagers are a curious bunch. Have to grow thick skin.
I have not interacted with many other clique recently, so it is nice to know that there are a few and in higher positions on this vessel. So I thought I would come and actually introduce and speak to you myself.
Appreciate it. It's nice to see. Our ship has a surprisingly large population. Thick, but that's mostly because, as you can, I'm slowly finding her voice again. So, our ship has a larger population of clique. That's mostly just. Now, cliquish. Human-made, sure, but staffed by certain purpose. I kept as much clique as I could on the crew for a long period. I am one of the oldest. A couple more years until retirement, unfortunately.
I am going to make an assumption that you are of one of the larger clans.
Wimathan, yes. One of the big five.
I am very much unusual.
I can tell. No offense. Definitely seem distinct from most other cliques. Most other cliques don't wear their weaponry permanently.
I am unique in that specifically as well. I am of Duraleth.
Paralath. That is a familiar name. Remember, are you your clan one of the... Are you a client to Mumathan? I think you might be.
I believe we are either a client or an offshoot. We are surface bound. One of the first to stay there.
Right. I remember that. Yes. You are technically an offshoot. You maintain some client status with... Let's be careful. But you do so rare. Duraleth. Of all the different clans arriving into the stars, the last I expected were the ones who stayed on the surface to fight monsters, but I guess, Voyager, you have no share of small game. Oh.
Those skills are the reason I am here.
So how did you
I
end up
am
on
the
this mess?
one. I am the one who killed the Leviathan.
I remember hearing about that. Years ago, some maniac with a sniper rifle actually killed one of his Leviathans on the surface. Not gonna lie, for a while I thought it was actually just urban legend, and I saw the report. That was you?
That was me.
Well. Hell of a resume.
This is why I thought you would want to know that it is me on your ship.
It is good to know. As I understand, based on records that I recently saw, I'm in possession of Sunrise After Midnight. Is that correct?
I have.
I want to talk to you very quickly. Would you step into my ready room for a second?
Sure.
So, you two slither into the room. Turns around, the Master of Arms that's currently on the deck. Allow no one in. My orders. And the click just dusts him. And as the door seals behind you, there's the little click in the of like pressure equalizing as the room locks down into secure mode, and a bright orange-red strip of light bans the room, telling you that no one can listen in, that the room is effectively now on its own. He turns around. Magnir, I will tell you this in confidence. I would tell anyone else, however, I don't think there's anyone else to really speak to about this besides maybe Louis. But you possess relevant to tell you. I'm worried for the safety of this. Forward. Engagements we've been involved in have seen us multiple times brush up against armored and armed ships. Last time we arrived at Zol, we ended up encountering not just a JSA Sector craft, but also a Corsair craft, in the middle of a tense, potentially hostile situation. Our ship is not armed for... not really. We have an arc cannon, good for swatting fighters out of the air, but ship-to-ship battle, all we can do is effectively stun them and run. They have hacking modules, they're powerful. However, they were originally staffed by a crew member who's no longer on board. I would like to change that. I'm not against the idea of keeping hacking modules on board, or at least one of them. for certain. But we're fighting against capital ships. It's an old freighter. I need better weapons. It's going to take a while to afford them. But now possess Sunrise after midnight. I have a request of you. If another ship tries to board us, capital ship move firing with that weapon. They're engaging it. Be willing to go onto the deck and fire it? I'll need a turret. Continue.
With the weapons test that I did from engineering, I would gladly do it.
Good. That's you and Louis then. That gives us 3 turrets on this ship. Louis, I'm sure, would do it. Circumstance. I am, however, reticent to bring up the concept. Only because, from what I understand, he's had several difficult training in. It's fine. Does his work. Read his report. Won't tell him it to his face because I'm sure it would go right to his head, but good pilot. Kept the crew safe. I know if the moment calls for it, he will rise to the defense of this craft. However, if I were to say, hey Louis, I have a plan to put you on the outside of a ship during an open battle with a capital ship, he might not be so reticent to do it in the future. I'd rather bring it up in the moment. It's when the pressure's on. You, on the other hand, I think you can. Obviously, I know what I'm at. Catch a capital ship.
I am aware of this, but I do also have an advantage. And he will sort of close a hand and cloak out.
Right. Good. As long as you're willing to do it, that's fine. I'm worried. I'm old. What I do. Get old enough, all you think about is how you... That's fine. I have had a wonderful, quite at peak. Or these fights be worry. Fact be not because I'm tired. True, don't think of it. Neither do the technician, or do. That's fine. That's not their... So, one-click elder, click warrior of some esteem, click matriarch, looking at the end of life, find next step. Find another ship. I want you to take. In replacement, fire us, claim it, and end up in a shooting. Yep. When Louis won't be firing to win. Firing to buy us time to... Is that clear?
I understand this. I'm sure you have more time left than you believe.
I hope so. But battle plans aren't built off of hope. And the Evanti Sector is looking at it. If we don't end up fighting the JSA, Corsairs, or the Evanti, fighting an Anazali fascist cult, potentially hundreds, thousands, item across the stars, ambushed, hauled into it. job will be to aggressively, countless as possible in the service of. I can think of no finer way for them. Spinning in the air, bash to a destroyer. I am perfectly fine with it, but that would leave in your voice. That is all. So look. Time. Imagine the rest of me.
We as Click do have a unique outlook on these things.
Other species have hundreds of. Make him work. How it is. Good luck, Margaret.
Especially when a decade and a half has already been in combat.
Yeah. But you know, we move things. What Click do. It takes thousands of years for humans to build something impressive. Give us 10. We'll build it better. And faster. Them here. They're in good hands, man. Open. The room immediately goes back to low security mode. You hear the atmosphere pressurize back. And the door slides open. If you need me, Magnier, I'll be on the bridge. But until then, carry on. Oh.
Agreed.
And if the ship goes down, get Cogsworth off.
I will.
Good. At ease, gentlemen. We're back to it. And as she walks through the door and it closes behind her, we're left in the captain's ready room.
Omni-why?
Look, you guys aren't the only ones who occasionally navel gaze at the terror of what you're facing, alright? The difference is she has to plan for it. So...
Plus, Click do live so much shorter lives. There is always an amount of it thinking of the future, because there ain't a lot of time.
Yep. Yep. Alright, so with that, we're on to day 5.
Paul, you're muted there, love.
Yeah, no, I got that. How do you spell Anazali?
A-N-A-A-L-I.
Phonetically, that's very convenient, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. For the most part, it's the same thing for most species names, because they're not written in our language, so they're translated into our language phonetically. The exception is the Shrike. For them, it's S-H-R-Y-K-E. But that's because they want a distinction between bird. So, other than that,
Scary badass birds, though. Just saying.
I mean, yes, they are. It's a reason why they chose that name in England. Because they saw, oh, a bird that stabs things on trees? Yeah, that's fucking metal. We'll take that name. So, every other species has done the same. Remember, everyone's speaking each other's native languages, and they're all translating in real. So, this is just the way that the galaxy works. So, for example, humans in Clickish language chose their world. And same thing with many other different species. The Acres found it particularly funny because they had to find a bunch of animals on their world that don't fly. Surprisingly hard for them. So, yeah, things like that come up a lot. So, final day of transit. I uncork each individually from your various commitments. You all have one final day to do. So what do you want to do?
I'm just saying, like, you do literally have a hacker on board. It's not the same one, but they're there.
It's
I
true.
know, but Louis isn't great at hacking. Like, Louis isn't one Louis.
I'm gonna hack your Becky. I'm gonna own Becky next time you're in her. She's mine.
Oh, don't worry. The man, or the Click that she just spoke to, is aware that you can hack and will hack in combat.
This is something I do.
Man who's, I'd say, the person that's just agreed to be a turret on the outside of the ship is absolutely going to tell you to man the hacking systems.
To be fair,
when in
he has had
combat.
opportunity to witness Zenith literally hacking mid-combat, shooting shots at the same time, so...
Exactly.
It is true. I feel like this is one where I will call everyone's attention to the actual ship that you guys are currently on, which is the Acheron, and its actual, stats, because we do have stats for it. Again, one of the things that I unfortunately had to put off until an expansion for Legacy is bases, but I feel like that's a pretty decent risk.
Unfortunately, we are not an Anazali battleship, though.
Not even close. And if we go to your actual, stats again, we have all the little details here. At the bottom, we have our systems. And this is where I think we should pay attention. You guys have a total of 2 electronic warfare suites, which originally were built around the fact that it would be slave to Kushtaka. Now, you do, in fact, have a powerful hacking system. I will emphasize this. Taka was a dangerous enough hacker where I had to invent several subsystems to restrain how hacking worked. Precisely.
That episode was so funny.
Yes. In the book, there's a rule called Mayfield Law. That's named for him. So,
It was great.
that is not saying you're not an excellent hacker. You are. I would say you're a fantastic hacker. However, the rules for electronic warfare...
I get it.
Oh, you just want the other guy back.
It's more like the rules have changed, and having
He's
2
legendary.
electronic warfare systems is probably not a smart idea on a ship that does
Legendary
not
hacker.
have that much
We
defense.
can just go. I think he's still on the ship, to be fair.
No, he is not. He is currently at Trumsky
He's on
2.
bases now, probably.
Yep, he's in one of your bases. He's the one who's currently sitting on top of the Stellar Forge, making sure nobody steals it and hacking it. He's the guy
Listen,
leading
if
you
we
guys
get
decoding the war song. That's him.
If we get attacked, we'll just go pick him up. It'll be fine.
Just nip out and fetch him.
Just
We'll
send him
take a
text.
5-day pause. Can we come back on this? We'll be right back. One of our guys isn't here.
Time.
BRB, guys.
We'll call this one a draw. Give us 5 days, alright?
Just have a bachal. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah. Fucking Bachal from
Ollie,
Battletech.
A semi-mechanical game question. Do you know the disciplines? We have plus insert number.
Hmm?
Is there a maximum plus we can have? Does
Yes.
it stop at 5?
I believe it actually... Let me just triple check on this, because I don't want to give an inaccurate answer, because now the rules are set enough where this matters. I believe you can only go up to 5 in any discipline... as a result of character creation or investing experience in it. You can build beyond that without experience. So if you have, as an example, a character ability, like Anazali have, the ability to get extra so old, or in the case of, as we saw with Amaya, where she went and trained, they trained inside of a fucking corridor for extra experience. Stuff like that can push you above 5.
Okay.
The ceiling you can ever acquire through any means is 10. And 10 is nearly supernaturally skilled at something. So...
Okay, that's fine. In which case, I have a different question. That's fine. I know what I want to do, quite simply. So if other people want to go first, by all means, mine won't take long.
Okay. Cool. What about everyone else?
I need to think, so put me at the bottom.
Okay. Put you on a question mark. Oh. I'm just gonna give you the little, shouty mind icon. Alright, so, Louis, you have what you want to do. I'm gonna put you green. I know that you know. Anyone else still thinking about what they want to do?
I think I'm just researching.
Okay. Researching.
Yeah, I'm just researching where we're going, who are the main players there.
Okay.
Who do I got to bedazzle?
Bedazzled.
Bedazzle.
Excellent. Alright, so we have research on you. Maya, we'll get to that shortly. Zenith or Becky? Becky, I know you wanted to talk to Horak. So I know that was your next one, correct?
Correct, yes.
And then Zenith, what did you want to do with your final day?
depends a little bit. There's nothing I've exactly at this moment got in mind, depending.
Okay. No worries. So did you want me to leave you towards the last along with Mossy?
Come back to me.
Okay. I will put Mossy on. Alright then. So, who wants to go first today? This is the final day. The final day. Okay. So, Paul.
So I have a couple of ideas, and tell me which one you think is reasonable within a day.
Sure.
Either I want to practice in Mecca the style of combat that the underground fighting circuit would sort of favor, because so far all I've done in Mecca is shoot from range, or honestly just land on someone. Which was a great technique for, a scrap, but I feel like the underground fighting circuit might be a bit more tactile based. Or I want to kit out Mecca so that I can earn points with showmanship.
Okay.
Because his favorite combats, Louis' favorite combats, are the ones that win on showmanship points. They're the ones that are the Danhausens, the Rocks, the Stoneholds. The one who talk the big game and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, no.
Similar to Mike Tyson in boxing. I want to be able to smack talk the people beforehand. And if that means, like I said, the fire stripes on the side of Mecca, the guns that give off special effects like fireworks or pew pew pew, that sort of thing. Or I wanted to do combat training, but so far I have combat on +5, which is a lot.
Yeah. Which
I won't lie, I didn't really realise I had. But I don't know if that carries through to what I can do in Mecca.
It does.
So I didn't know if I needed... It does? Oh, sweet.
It does.
Is there any form of training I could do, that is special underground fighting championship combat method?
So, Walker Fight is a specific kind of martial art, which technically, in the strict sense, it's a combat system. So, but it is martial art. Yes, I would say you can get proficiency, literally gain a proficiency in Walker Fight, which would apply.
Wonderful.
Walker Fight. Or anytime you're fighting Walker to Walker in a circumstance where you can get one-on-one.
I like it.
So, if that's the case, you can absolutely train in that. I'm willing to let you, while you train, you can rejigger or swap a weapon. You can swap any gear you want. That's what Cogsworth's job is. You do your thing, and Cogsworth back as you need. So, yeah, if you want, we can absolutely do we'll do the same thing we did with Amaya, where you will go in and you will train, and we will see how good you are, relatively speaking, and whether or not you earn that next rank. I'm going to make it significant. I'm going to make it harder, though, for you. It's going to be the same. You make 5 rolls, or you need to make 3 out of 5 rolls higher, your target number. But it has to be higher than the average roll you currently have. So, right now, if I go over to, and I'm going to just very quickly grab this. Electric field. So, as I open your character sheet and peer at what you're capable of, you in your mech, because we have to consider that you're in your mech too. Okay. So, Becky. Becky has, this would be combat, what's your combat stat?
Combat is +5 at the minute, as it's attached to coordination.
Coordination, okay. So that's D20, so the average of that is a 10. And you have a 5.
The coordination I've got at the minute is just a D10.
Right. Well, you would use Mecky's coordination.
That makes way more sense. Yeah. Sorry,
so you would use handling to roll that attack, which is coordination, but you would use the same modifiers.
Okay. Yeah.
So in this case, it'd be D20, so 10 plus your combat, which is 4. But you said 5 is what you're at?
Yeah, I've got +5 on my thing. Yeah.
Okay, so I need to upgrade that on the sheet. Thank you. I'll take care of that afterwards. Okay. That means
yeah, there's a couple that are different on my sheet than on yours. I don't think you've updated my latest Discord post that I've done.
no, that is correct. I have not. I will take care of that. So we're at 15. Plus, you also have Walker training. Plus 2, so 17. Plus 1, 18. So you need to roll. I'm going to say a 19 or higher. Target number is 19. So target number is 19 before you, before you do your thing.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
And what do I need to roll? My handling.
This is handling. It's a combat roll. So in this case, it would be in your mech. Your handling plus combat plus walker training plus robotics. So you have 2 proficiencies that stack on this.
Yeah, that's fine. So that's a D20 plus 7. No, that doesn't make sense.
And you also have your luck die as well. That does still exist.
Yeah, so it's a D20 plus 7. That's fine.
Yep. Okay.
And then my luck die. Where's my dice one? Cool.
All right, I'm going to open up. We're going to see. Do you manage it?
First D20 and first D20. Yes, roll that, please. Plus 7? 17. That's not high enough.
You can use luck dice if you, your motes.
I'm gonna save a mote until my last 3 to see if I get them. So that's fine. So the first one failed. Let's roll D20 again. Plus 7, go. That is a dirty 20. That is enough. So that's 1.
Yep, that's 1. So we're down to your 3rd roll and you have 1 success.
I'm gonna use a mote on that one. I don't like that one.
Okay, don't forget you also have your luck dice, so you own that too.
I do. I need to roll another one of those. That's fine. So that is now a 5 again. I think it's broken. Let's roll my D6 for my 3rd one. What was that? A 2. That doesn't count.
Okay.
Alright, I've got 1. Oh, that's an explodey.
Oh my god. Yes, that is.
7 explodes. That's a 27.
That's a 27. So you're down to your last roll. You need 1 more to succeed.
I'm down to my last 2 rolls.
That's 2 rolls. Okay.
And I've got 2 successes.
Okay.
One was a big success. I just want to put that in.
It wasn't double. That's what we'd be looking for to get you to. I'm using the exact same rules I used for Amaya.
I don't care. You smelly bumper.
I can make it harder.
No, it's fine. Right, right, I've got 1 more roll to get 1 more success.
Yep.
Go.
Oh, that'll do it. That'll do it.
I throw a D6 just in case it's even better. No, that's fine. So I've got 3 successes out of 5.
Yes, you did. That is enough to increase that combat by 1 turn.
Yeah.
You're now at plus 6, which means in combat you're actually quite horrifying. Even out of the mech, that's a surprising amount of judo you got going on there. Our boy knows kung fu.
Do you want me to add any proficiency with that?
Yes, actually. Instead of making it a plus 5 in combat, we're gonna make it a plus. We're gonna give you proficiency instead. It's gonna be Walker Fight plus 1.
Okay, that's fine. I can add that.
And that'll also technically, because Walker Fight can be applied to any roll you make during war, not just combat. Remember, proficiencies are things you guys, argue with me about. So haggle with me, proficiencies whenever you can.
Okay, I've also got robotics, which is fine. That's that. Plus 1 to walk fight, you said?
Yes. Plus 1 to Walker Fight.
Go. Look at that. Cool. Yeah, I'm happy there. That's my dad. I'm going to spend it in my walker.
Oh, yeah. All right. We is all squared away as you get into combat and absolutely kick the shit out of the simulator. I am going to say, just a thing I wanted to remind you of, because it is going to come up occasionally. And I want to make sure we touch on it. The current way you have your BECKY built, the weapon system you have on her is, the melee one anyway, is the punching blade, which it is currently over double your stability. So every time you use it, you basically need to, it's double your stability. So you need to stand still in order to fight with it safely, or if you move and you fight, it possibly could hurt you and hit you as if it was rolled against you. That said, I know you've mentioned in the past you don't mind that. I just wanted to remind you that that is currently the state of your mech. You do have a dangerous
I very much appreciate you reminding me, because that would have been a shock on the day. So, yeah, that's absolutely fine.
All right. I have, if you wish, I will get you a couple of extra options before the next session. Let you see if you want to swap it out, because the punching blade is a crowd pleaser, but also it'll hurt really bad if you end up hurting yourself with it.
But punching blade to the groin, who doesn't love that?
It is a crowd pleaser.
I can't aim for the cockpit. I can
Probably
aim
the
for
person receiving it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't hit the cockpit. I can aim for the first part of that word. I'm just saying.
I mean, this is true. Actually, that really is a consideration to think about. Now that you brought it up, Molly, is the fact that in Walker Fight, targeting cockpit is sort of considered shitty for obvious reasons, or really more like considered attempted murder. And this is the kind of weapon that is not brought in for gladiatorial combat, except in like the big leagues because it's virtual. In the minor leagues, you can absolutely bring a punching blade, but if you do, you're that guy. Only you're the that guy who like does like mountainside like racing in Japan and tries to drive someone off of the road. Like you're that guy. So yeah, no, that's a good call. We might want to get you with a different weapon, unless you really don't mind showing up and quote unquote big dicking it around with the scariest weapon in the circuit. But yeah, just a good moment to bring all these things up. Well done. Actually, I will say, well done, Paul. I actually wasn't sure whether that was going to work out, so clutching it. Okay. So, Louis spends the day in the combat sim, and afterward, I imagine he would come out and probably have a conversation with Cogsworth about like how you might want to rejigger your loadout to more efficiently work for that. We will have that conversation these next 2 weeks. I will set it aside the time. Amaya or Becky wants to go next?
I'm good with either. Did you want to go first, Amaya, or did you want me to?
No, you can go first.
Okay. All right. So, Becky, back into the calling room.
It's horrifying, by the way. Above table, it's horrifying talking to these characters.
Yeah, I try. So
You manage it very well.
Yeah, you got this.
Thanks.
Totally got this.
Negotiator in training, it's fine.
So
I do have a +1, and I think it's. Let me see. Oh, +2.
Hey.
+2 in negotiation, and then I have very attractive, but that only applies when people actually find her attractive.
Could be worse. Could be me doing it, and we basically get no jobs ever.
this is true.
Fair.
Probably get attacked by everybody.
That's fair.
All right. So, Becky, after waiting a day for your turn in line, for the record, Horak is willing to make exceptions, usually for you guys, especially for like emergency stuff. But since this is just kind of like a Q&A, or like clearly something that wasn't as relevant, you have to wait. At least you managed to actually get a call. Like, unlike your average person who tries to call the CEO of a company, and they never will, he actually does let you get the call. And eventually the hologram appears in front of you inside the sealed security room, which I'm going to ask right now. I presume you want the high security mode on? Okay.
Yes.
Always like to ask. So, Horak answers. What can I do for you, Mrs. Booker?
I appreciate you finding the time. I do recognize you're busy. It is easier for me to convey and clarify face to face. I have a couple requests. If you were amendable, obviously we can find a mutually beneficial agreement. But I would like to arrange a private meeting between us after we complete our mission and our schedules actually align. I do have a couple things that I need to accomplish.
Well, my sources tell me that you just arrived in the new LETALI system, is that correct?
Correct.
Well, that's good for you. Stay a few extra days, I attend the championship. So, like, we can arrange a private box there.
That would be great.
Excellent. Is there anything you wish to address directly here before?
Not really. I think you can help me become a better Voyager, so that will just be general. And there is one thing I would like to give you, but that would wait for in person.
Very well, then. consider it a day. I'll be there in time for the title fight. About 7 days.
And I did have one question.
Thanks.
Off the record, obviously I'm sure the JSA has their own official channels to make statements. But I would like to ask, the JSA, were they directly involved in the attack on Evanti Prime?
The pause, like, phases around. You can see beneath, like, the skin where a person's eyes would be, there's, like, a slight motion where, like, the melon that they have is, like, rotating to project the sonar around a little bit. Literally, look. Turning back to face you. As far as I'm aware. Oh. However, I have to be honest. JSA is Joint Syndicate Authority. I control it. But to reign that. But I'm not an idiot. So the most rude. Any of them, whatever they want. The JSA is simply a knife at the back of the hammer directly above them to remind them there are consequences of action sector. I can't guarantee there haven't. Might have been.
I appreciate your candor. I was more or less thinking, would you know of any particular group that we should watch out for while we're there?
Attacking Evanti Prime was sort of thing that a corporation would never want. Doesn't make sense. Bad press for not much gain. However, there are those who would do anything to avoid seeing Parliament claim to me sector. If I'm being honest, if you see either the Chromium Directive presence there, or you see Euripides Stellar, that might be not concerning, very common, and again, the championship will have people attending. I'm not the only one with a private box. However, see them engaging unsanctioned, that would be. Chromium Directive has always been.
Oh, I know.
Spoken like someone who lived in a directive territory. Guessing that you probably came from one of the colonial.
Yeah, grew up on one, yeah.
Condolences. However, get it. They're particularly aggressive, demanding their such domain acquired of them, acquired by them, imposed upon them. Evanti Sector, they would view that as a personal affront. Euripides and Stellar, on the other hand, they've just set up their whole touring the entire Evanti Sector. And if there's an entity across the entire Evanti Sector that no way they can aid, that does put something in a Kaibot. Obtaining stops, as well as evade. Tree. Technically not failing to pay taxes. Levied in. Either way, both of the two of them are potentially. They have the most reason to not want it. New Letali and Alliance and Foundries, they have their own reason. Ara and any. But the other two that have been the most vocally outspoken.
Do I need to make an awareness roll to see if, like, how honest he's being?
Make me a negotiation roll. This is a social skill.
so 16.
16?
Yes.
He's being dead fucking honest with you. If anything, he seems to be somewhat unnerved at the thought that the JSA might have directly. Very quickly realizing when you talk with him, this guy is the guy at the top of a pyramid. Pyramid's a bunch of movements. You can't account.
Oh, he likes control. Got it.
Of course he does. He's a CEO. Are you nuts?
Yeah, no, I was joking. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're good. So yeah. Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, I won't keep you any longer. I appreciate it.
I appreciate your candor and your questioning. You've already set out several statements that the JSA not involved in the. However, trust that knowledge.
I won't tell my team unless it's necessary on mission.
You can keep it within your team, but no further. It should not go anywhere near the prison. Good day, Miss Blaine.
Take care.
And the line closes.
Secret.
Secrets!
More like just worried about certain particular individuals just spreading information.
Jabbing, yapping, doing some
Even on accident, like we'll be talking and it's just like,
Yep.
yeah, no, we'll be careful. She'll probably let Zenith and Amaya immediately know, like as soon as she gets the chance, because they're the negotiators and they're the hackers and they can probably verify information as needed, but it was like, mission critical, please.
Yeah.
She's not gonna tell the random crewmates like hanging around outside in the cockpit.
Hey, did
Yeah.
you know there's a bunch of chaos in the JSA and 2 of them might have funded a potentially massive, huge genocidal attack on a foreign nation? That's crazy! You want to get coffee? Yeah, no. That's valid.
Yeah, so intelligent
Yeah.
dissemination of information.
I think that was a good call to ask them both direct. Even if it's not gonna guarantee, sure, like, it never hurts to fucking ask. At least to keep them on. Speaking of keeping honest, Amaya, you up to? You wonderful jelly bean.
So, I am going to be researching our destination, and essentially, I want to know who runs this planet or section, who runs the underground illegal ring, who runs the legitimate ring. Like, I just want to know. Like Amaya, normally when we go to a new place, Amaya tries to figure out who are the main people that we're probably most likely going to be talking to or pissing off. So that way we can kind of have some info about the people that we're dealing with. So who we will potentially deal with. We might not even deal with them, but who we might potentially deal with.
Can I say that doing that has saved our butt quite a few times, though?
Yes.
And you know me, I like to do a bunch of really extensive, like, information on. So it's
Yes.
Okay. So,
Okay.
you know the drill. It's research time. The question is, how are you going about it? Are you going through proper channels? Or are you trying to a little bit underhanded? Both.
I think realistically Amaya would know that if there's a legitimate like fighting ring or whatever that's going on here, I think I would also know that there's also probably a fight club that you're not supposed to talk about. So I think I'd probably want to go
First rule.
right. First rule. So, I think I would first do a public, like, what's the public information? What are the public records that I can get? And then go to the route of what am I missing? What's the underhand? What's the, I got to pay this guy $5 for some info, like
Right,
that
right.
type of route. So, But I think first I would go the legitimate route.
Okay.
Like I want to learn about Bruce Wayne and then later on Batman.
I fucking love that. All right.
That is a perfect analogy.
That's actually great. Okay. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I want to do a species randomizer here. We haven't done one in a hot minute.
Ooh.
So, this is going to be us determining what species the owner and operator of the LCTC currently is. Because, for the record, the actual, like, owner of it is technically the Letali Mining Corporation, which is owned at the moment by a fixed person. We know who that person is. That person's name is actually, and you guys have actually encountered him already, let me just show up here, is a clique by the name of Viero Barosam, Director Viero Barosam, a Whiffmail clique. However, that's the guy who owns the whole corporation. That's like saying, you know, who the fuck did own WWF? I can't remember. Was it Time Warner? It was one of those many corporations.
It was Vince McMahon. At the minute it's TKO, but technically it was McMahon Industries.
That's fair. I'm saying who owned him because he was on someone else's network. Like, that's usually how that sort of thing goes. Because once someone founds a corporation and they broadcast, they officially become that broadcaster's band. No.
Yeah, whoever, what was it on TNT? Whoever owned TNT?
Yeah,
TNT was TNT.
Yeah, so like so you hear what I'm saying. Basically, Vince McMahon is a different guy than Viero Barosam, who's the guy who basically owns the equivalent of the net. So, or in this case, like technically the whole like enterprise. It's like saying who owns MSNBC, CBS, and Fox News. These are all like different than the guy who operates as the C. So I'm going to randomize it here. We have a chance cube. I'm going to roll a d8. And it's a 7. It's an Oraname, hilariously.
That's hilarious.
That is great. So,
I mean, they've proven that they're great at administrative work.
Right.
They are.
That's so funny.
So I actually do believe I have a name already set up, and I was like, I'll change this. But that actually works. You know what's really funny? I already had Oraname as a species in the template. I just was going to change it to whatever. So, Oraname, they, them, LCTC President Helt Horanel is his name. That is the guy who is currently the owner and operator of the LCTC, the Letali Combat Tournament Circuit, or the Letali Championship, depending on what time. So, kind of one's an event held by the That's the guy in charge of the LCTC. And technically, in the strictest sense, he's also the administrator of Letali Bay. New Letali is the whole planet. It's their capital city, or their capital world. Strictly speaking, New Letali is the throne world, quote-unquote, throne world of the New Letali Corporation. But Letali Bay is just one orbital around a many-mooned planet system. So, kind of like the shining of all of them. So, as far as you can tell, I'll give you some just very quick basics. First off, it's actually really seriously well built up. As a core world, it has a population of 750 million, which is huge when you consider none of them live on the planet, because the planet is a gas giant, and you can't live on that except on, like, floating platforms and stuff. All that's scattered across 19 major geostationary orbit platforms. And likewise, there's dozens of moons around this thing. There's literally so many moons that occasionally an asteroid will get captured and it'll just get a new one. It's one of the reasons they like this planet. It's very good for mining. They don't care about the moons. They care about the orbitals. Scattered across 19 orbitals, 750 million people. Population approaching that of Earth stuff a few centuries ago. So, as far as each of these orbitals, most of them are used for cargo. Almost the entirety of New Letali is dedicated to its purpose, mining. They were originally a mining corpo. Now they're more of an entertainment thing, but they still do tons of mining. And so they strip mine all the moons that they have and sell it. But it takes a long time to strip mine a moon, or asteroids, as the case is. So oftentimes, each of those 19 orbital platforms will have been the infrastructure that was inside of an asteroid, and it eats its way out from the interior. Like planting a... God, I'm trying to find an example that's a little bit less horrific. Fuck it, why not? It's Corporation. I'll describe a horrific thing. It's like a wasp planting an egg instead of a still living thing and watching it eat its way out. It's like the same thing. They plant the interior of the structure inside of the asteroid, and it'll literally grow and expand until it bursts its way out of the asteroid and consumes the whole asteroid with time as they mine off what remains, and what's left is the actual. So, out of all of that, that's the details you really need to know. Letali Bay is platform 1. It's the most important. Technically the capital city of Letali. And it is also why it is so pivotal to the Letali combat tournament circuit. So, the actual place you're heading to, Letali Bay, like I said, originally an asteroid colonized for mining, and this is where I can open up, because you're actually getting close enough where you guys can see it outside through a viewfinder, through like a telescope.
Nice.
Here we go. So, Letali Bay. Intraorbital Transit Station 1. Letali Bay is huge. The whole thing is several dozen kilometers across. It is big. Basically the same size as the entire asteroid that it's eaten its way out of. It is built around, effectively, 3 major structures. You have the Arcology, which is a large energy shield dome that's built around a large portion of the center, within which an atmosphere exists. It does have like an actual mechanical structure to it as well, but it's basically a mechanical bubble buoyed up by a powerful tensor field. Protect anyone inside from any impacts from asteroids or what have you. Really effective tool also against preventing piracy, because those things are also really good at repelling weapons. So that's the dome, or the Arcology. Next you have what's referred to as the towers, which are massive superstructure towers that make up the majority of the center. There's 3 primary towers in Letali Bay, and the center one is Letali Tower, which is exactly what it sounds like, Business Enterprises Hub. That is where everything operates out of. It is a massive spire, some 15 kilometers long.
Wow.
It is so big that because of the way that this orbital platform is built, kind of like a pancake with a bubble and then spears in the middle, it actually goes both ways. There is no bottom floor. It is 2 top floors, one facing polar south and one facing polar north. Same thing with the other 2. One of the towers is for all their subsidiaries, and the other is for any like extra separate like industries, mostly dedicated to the mining purpose. And there's several dozen other skyscrapers that are basically just multi-stacked habs, which are really not that fun to live in, but it's where the majority of the miners who are on this thing live. It is still crawling with miners. They are every single day whittling away more of the asteroid. It basically looks like a shattered jawbreaker where the interior has been completely scooped out. They maybe would be able to clean this out in another 5 to 10 years, and Letali Bay will be completely left exposed. Assuming they don't decide to just one day call it and just say, like, we'll leave the asteroid for aesthetic purpose. Or if that's a defensive shield for the rock. So, the final portion, because you have the Arcology where the majority of folks live, you have the towers where the wealthiest live. And then, finally, you have the shitty middle, which is called the plank. The plank is basically this large, almost disc-like structure of girders and metal and plating and thousands of ship docks and like warehouses. They span the entire width of the thing. Living in it is like living in an industrial zone. You don't have more than maybe 5 to 10 feet space around you at any one point in time. Every corridor is cramped. Everything smells like chemical. It's a miserable place to live. You basically live in a pipework. However, many millions do here on this station. The station itself has a total of 52,952 residents. 52,952,000 residents. Almost 53 million people. The majority of them, the vast majority. And they're all migrant workers and miners. Many of them are guilders who are on contract. Many of them are local Kaminotians who are here because they're getting money, they're getting work this way. Many others have been press ganged and served by the JSA. Way, lives living there are miserable and unpleasant. But they have community. There's that. So, pretty much, yeah, exactly what it sounds like. Just poorly lit slums, industrial storage, and tons of dive bars. Now, this is where you asked who's in charge of the big fight and who's in charge of the little fight. Okay. Big fight? That's your Oraname friend that we already mentioned earlier. That guy. However, Pelt only handles the official fighting. The non-official fighting circuit is run by basically every bar owner in the plank. There is one bar owner that's doing better than most, though. Because currently, the champion of the underground walker fight circuit, Midas, operates almost exclusively out of their bar. And that... I'll just make sure I got the bar correct. Here we go, yes. It's called Gerald's Last Stand. Gerald is kind of the guy that helps arrange things. It's called Gerald's Last Stand. Oh, look at them!
Yes, I was just gonna say, I'm like, it's Mushroom Man.
Okay, Mushroom Man did appear, and he is adorable. I must give him.
We called him Gerald, so that was perfect.
It's true. Oh my god, I knew I pulled that name from somewhere. Oh, Gerald. Gerald's Last Stand is named both for the current owner, Gerald, and Gerald Sr., deceased. Gerald Sr. was actually a Guilder union officer. Actually a union leader. He led a protest against a number of new Letali folk. Technically, this is back when Letali was taking over all the assets from Corp. You guys heard about that in the last sessions. You know, the guys that bombed the whole fucking planet, and the entire JSA said, fuck you, and we're seizing your assets. And, traumatized Ira to boot. Same guys. When that happened, around that same time, there was a lot of protests going on at the moment on this platform. Gerald led a small workers' rebellion for their rights, and for all his labor, he got thrown out of an airlock in that bar. And that is why it's called Gerald's Stand. It's maintained Sun.
Cripes.
Yeah. Midas fights out of there, along with plenty of other places. Gerald's Last Stand is kind of a... not calling it a secret, because calling it a secret is a lie. But it's an intentionally ignored thing.
It's like Loki.
Hi, baby. The corporations intentionally ignore that. They know exactly what happened the last time they intervened. The reason Gerald's Last Stand is still the fuck there, and why Midas fights out of there. It's basically a mecca for all the guilders in the space who are organized. It's the finest place to send your cops to get killed, so they don't go there. And they'd rather just let them have the place. So they do. If you want to know about the underground circuit, Gerald's Last Stand. Final detail you should probably know. Hammertide is the most recent. He is also the most noticeable death in the big one. In the big Letali combat tournament circuit, the actual LCT. But there have been several people who've been killed in the UCT, the underground tournament circuit, the underground combat tournament. There have been several people killed there, actually. And they've just been sort of chalked up to mining accidents or occurrences. But it seems strange. Just at a glance, you can look at that. You can find what appears to be 3 other people who've disappeared in the lead up to this period. And it's strange because most underground fighters are actually kind of like folk heroes. Usually don't get killed or jumped for money. If they die because they did something stupid, and people don't wonder what. They know what happened. These guys just disappear.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's the big information dump I can give you right now, based on what you got, based on like just basics. You want to make me one final roll? Please do. Give me one research roll.
Okay.
You can add your subterfuge for espionage.
Sorry, I'm trying to look at it for this. Oh, there it is. Okay. The new sheets look amazing. I just gotta get used to finding where everything is.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, so that's a D10, and then that's a plus that plus subterfuge.
Subterfuge. And I think political affairs or public investigation. I actually think all your proficiency applies. So just add +3. They're all relevant here.
Okie dokie. And then my luck die, which explodes again.
Jeez.
Oh
It's
my
on
god.
fire this session.
All right. That's 14 plus 3. Yeah,
14.
so 17.
17. That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
You take it.
So, given your knowledge, learn one final thing. And I think this is very relevant. One of the reasons why everyone is so shocked about Hammertide and his death, which is pretty fucking stunning, and even under normal circumstances, death of a public figure like that, this would be like the equivalent of turning on the TV and finding out that, like, I don't know,
Somebody got the rock.
Yeah, pretty much. It'd be like if it found out that the Rock got stabbed in a back alley. Like,
Yeah.
it would be
I got him.
really fucking nuts.
Right.
In addition to that, one of the reasons why the corporate board is so worried is because of the amount of money going into this year's betting pool for the final championship. Championship that Hammertide is going to be in now that he's dead. All the bookies are freaking out as they're running the numbers again to see who the fuck could possibly win. Hammertide was pretty likely to win. Not sure, but they were like, he was easily in the running contention. Now that he's gone, everything's up in the air. And the 16, I'm going to be very clear on this, 16 billion in current that is currently in betting, that is in betting pools, is effectively all. No one is sure who's going to win this year. Everyone is basically in the running now. And more so, there's even people side bets on if they will pull someone from the underground circuit to fill his place. So,
Louis.
basically, there's bets on side bets. And where there's bets, there's anxiety. Where there's anxiety and money and power, there's bloodshed. So there's a lot of corporate stress. And in fact, there's some people saying that it might actually be a strain currently on all the boards heavily invest. The boards and their members heavily bet on these fights. Again, it is income for them. At very least, it is insurance fraud. Or, like, basically just, like, a way to throw a little extra money and launder it. If you don't have your easy bets anymore, you can't launder money through it. Now it's just purely at risk.
Yeah.
So
they're definitely freaking out. Okay.
There you go. That's all you know.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
That is so much money.
So much money, bro. Oh my god.
16 billion days' wages. Effectively. So, like, you know, add that up in your head.
And I'm gonna win it all.
I think that would roughly equate to, like, give or take like $32 trillion USD right now,
Yeah.
more or less. So, yeah, a lot. All right.
Donkeys.
De nada. All right. There we go, Amaya. Now you know partly why everyone's fucking flipping out. We have
now have a clearer view of what we're getting into right here.
Mm.
People
I'll
get
have to
aggressive
review
when you
this
mess
VOD.
with their money.
Yeah, I'll have to review this playthrough just to edit the notes and make sure it's up to date.
All right. Finally, we have our two remaining players. We have Zenith, Agnir. What do you want to do?
It's actually quite interesting because Mognir is going to go see Zenith.
Well, will you look at that? Ain't that convenient?
Sorted.
A movie. These
Zenith
three down.
has fucked up.
No, I'm right here.
Zenith has got to learn if they can hack. It's something they've wanted to do for a long time to try and get a bit better at.
I'm going to do horrible things to Mecky.
No, Mecky.
She's innocent in all this.
Mecky's getting upgraded.
Hey.
Yeah,
Just a baby.
with my software.
All right. So then.
You're going to do something. We're like, no. Like, no.
So Mognir, what did you want to go to? And then Zenith, I'm still holding you to have an option as well, if you want.
I didn't have anything, but I had in the back of my head that I didn't know if Mognir was going to speak to her. So.
Perfect.
Ta-da!
Final option. That'll be both of you two. Okay. So, set the scene. The final day. Letali Bay and the giant blue gas giant dominates pretty much every single view screen in your ship. It is so big it is the horizon for much of it. Wailing clouds, or little shimmering starships and orbitals are all growing slightly larger as you approach by hour. Zenith, where are you? Magnir's going to you.
I'll be honest, in the nicest way, where do you think she is?
You know what? That's, kind of a silly question to ask. Where is the person who's a shut-in researcher? I wonder.
Oh,
Never guess.
who would
Never
have
guess.
thought?
All of a
Yeah,
sudden
so
you're
yeah.
just in the mess hall with like. all
Yeah,
the
actually,
sweets.
yeah. No, she is researching. She's doing her thing because she's one of these people that, yes, it's what she does for work, but she also just has side projects of research that are her downtime. These are her things she does just for fun, you know. She doesn't have the off switch of stop doing things. That's not a no.
Go
No.
from hyperfixation.
Yeah, I was gonna
Look, this is
say.
what I'm officially doing. This is me doing my fun project.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Right.
this is the equivalent of this is Sergeant Nicholas Angel not being able to turn off Hot Fuzz
Yeah, well,
reference.
yeah, this is me stopping making a crackle I've been commissioned to make a giant snail for funsies. Kind of thing. I will say, Mognet, as you're approaching, if you listen carefully, you can hear there's some hefty music going on. This is she's downtiming, so it's different music.
He will knock upon the door.
You don't get a response immediately. Music is loud.
You hear a clang as one of the metal jaws gets clunged against the door to knock.
Music comes down. Enter! The music in question was some of that older Earth metal, the Iron Maiden type stuff.
Or just some
Nice.
disturbed.
Yeah. When she's official researching, it's classical. When she's doing her own stuff, this is the direction.
That's funny. I love that.
Zenith,
Yes.
I need to have a conversation with you about a few different things, if possible.
Certainly. He sort of pushes back from screens and things and samples and stuff. Yes. What can I do for you?
Firstly, are you okay after your moment on the planet?
I am. Well, thank you. That was a lapse in emotion that I do not intend to repeat.
Whether you intend to or not, these things happen.
Not typically to me, but I appreciate the sentiment.
Fine. Your hacking equipment that you use, that you were able to use in combat to great effect,
Yes.
is that integratable to a larger system? Or is it only pertaining to your portable system?
I don't see why it wouldn't be, potentially, if needed. Over table, she says, glancing at Omni, thinking, this sounds like something she could do. Yeah.
Yes. In fact, actually, Starship hacking module systems, or hacking, like, that's the yeah, it is called a hacking module because it's a module. Starship hacking modules actually are designed where they can be spearheaded by a single person, usually crewed by like a team, like anywhere from 4 to 10 technicians who are also running stuff with you. But you have one person who's basically steering the entire thing. So yeah, that's one person who leads hacking it, and they're hacking mod.
Yeah, so yeah, she'd be like, kind of, with the confidence of, yes, I think that would be completely possible. Yes, I can do that. Should I require to?
As part of something I do, I spoke with the captain engineering about the equipment which is on this ship, and it was mentioned that it has electronic defenses which you may be able to man and utilize.
I don't see why I would not be able to do that. Is it something that is expected to be necessary in the near future?
I just like to be prepared.
Ah, well, yes. That is the more efficient way of managing things. Preparation is key in all activity, yes.
If you get a chance, have a look at the ship systems, get acquainted with it, just in case we ever need it. You were recently
who originally set up most of it. I haven't looked in detail as yet, but
the fact that Oren dropped me in to help your fire team while you were in a possibly hostile area. This is not a combat ship, but it has some defenses. I would rather know who can operate them if they are ever needed.
she sort of pauses and she's looking you over for a while. She's pondering. Are you truly speaking speculatively, or do you have reason to believe it is going to be needed with more expediency than simply speculation?
It's just speculation at the moment. I just am used to combative arenas and not so much to ships.
Mm-hmm. I see. Well, it sort of glances up at the growing bits of stabby delight. Well, I have little else that I need to attend to in the near future, so I can have a look at that, near enough straight away. Was there anything specific that you were wanting me to look into or prepare for?
No, nothing in particular, just as with all things, you're able to use your Magnum. If I suddenly gave you a different hand cannon, you would want to get acquainted with it before you had to use it in an emergency, wouldn't you?
That would always be preferable, and one would always prefer to use their comfortable source of weaponry. People have their preferences.
Then you understand why I would like you to be prepared just in case.
I see.
Okay, very well then. I can do just that.
I do have a personal favour which I believe you are probably the best suited to help me with.
Recalling the conversation a day or two ago of Louis,
Just like, please, no.
yes.
I need flora. My room is a metal box.
Ah, yes. Well, looks at Array. You have come to the correct room.
As much of this is nice, I would prefer to try and make that entire space green. Entirely.
I see. Okay. No, I wonder.
I am not sure whether you are aware of what the Cliquish homeworld is like, but we do not all live underground.
I see.
This is news to you, by the way. Just to make that very clear, Zenith. As far as you're aware, Click always live underground. So that is... Yeah.
Okay. Well, I won't suggest cave growing fauna then, because that's flora, because that's a little use to you then. Does she know much about what sort of plants and things would be growing there? On the outside, not the inside.
A research roll. I'll let you add botany.
Research things.
Yeah.
How much do you know of the Cliquish homeworld?
It's like playing Jeopardy.
So roll that one, and then roll that one. Okay, so 8, and I need to open the right page. So 8 plus 4 plus botany for 1. Numbers that my head's just dropped, all of them. 1, 5 plus 8, 12? No.
6 plus
Fuck!
8 is 14, my love.
I can't maths right now. Thank you. 14.
I feel you. My God, my brain
Yeah.
will sometimes flip numbers, and it's just none of it's right.
It can be hard sometimes to count in your head. Starting to do with arithmetic or higher math. That stuff can get... Remainders can get dropped. So...
But also live, like while people are talking to you and expecting an answer.
Like,
It's
yeah,
also
I
under
promise,
pressure.
All my previous medical calculations were always safe. I never fucked up anyone's meds ever.
Oh, you're good, you're good.
Which is also not...
So, you do know a thing or two. It's not your area of expertise, but you are a botanist, and that is your area of expertise. So it just is like, okay, yeah, no, you're familiar with it. You would just need to equip yourself a little more, but like you're aware of like environment, which I will very quickly describe. For the most part, the Cliquish homeworld has a combination of incredibly vibrant alpine environments, the fact that they actually have a slightly lower gravity than most other worlds do, and as a result also it means they have a much larger flora and fauna. Their trees and their plants get fucking huge. Basically, like your average tree on the Cliquish homeworld is the equivalent of a redwood in like the you know, the ones that are big enough to drive through. That's like the starting point for a lot of trees. Small trees that are like our size, like oaks and maples, that kind of thing, they would be considered bushes, practically, by Cliquish standards. And the animals that stalk in them are also likewise huge. They basically never grew out of their Jurassic period because the animals there...
Ginormousnesses.
Yeah. Our species did, largely for several extinction event reasons, but also because it's not a very efficient plan for something. There's a lot of like energy required to pump blood up to brain if you're up. But for an animal living in an environment that's roughly about 3/4 G, that's a significant lower investment. And so megafauna never really grew out. And in fact became more vicious and competitive.
Hence, Mognir being who they are as a clique.
It's also highly overgrown. There's not much, like, there is scrub brush and stuff, but you're not going to find as many, like, open such. It's largely heavily.
Gonna lie, that sounds like so much fun to put on the ship.
Okay. So, I have a few things that I think we could put in to get started, and there would just be a bit of home comfort. However, it may have to wait a little while for me to set something up, but I wonder. She's pondering between what she does, what she knows, what wife does and wife knows, if she could set up kind of almost like the hydroponics, but on a smaller and wider scale kind of thing. So where it's all kind of like a row, where they're smaller, but like much finer amounts of it.
So like an artificial cliff face?
Kind of, yeah. So she could almost kind of create some sort of... Oh, all the words I just was going to say just foxed out my head. Just all of them have gone. But
it's almost to make like a trellising to make just like full wall growth.
Yeah, a full
rather than just
growth,
like...
Because obviously she can't replicate the fauna insofar as she cannot put an enormous tree in your room.
No.
However, trees that big likely have a massive amount of vine, lichen and moss structure that grow from them and attach upon them. So what she could replicate is that. That's what she's trying to figure out if she could find a way to do.
Okay. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. All right. Do me a favor. You're going to roll for me now. This would actually be an engineering roll, not a research roll.
Ooh.
Does Zenith want to ask for help if needed?
Yeah, like...
Botany in academics can be added. Because it is still botany.
So her engineering is not awful. However, she is not a proud girl. Like, she's not going to be like, I can do it. No. She's going to be like, okay, I've got my expertise. I am not the engineer. That's what the wife's for. I need to find an engineer. And kind of like, wait there. What's up? Becky!
She just as she's walking out the room, just... Yeah?
Becky! Yep. I require your assistance. Hand. Just sort of,
okay. All right.
Yeah. Drags into the room. Here's Mognir. Right. Mognir has requested that we add more of a greenery to his room. However, he's requesting it to be made more similar to Homeworld and explains explains basically the premise of the idea. Do you think this is something you would be able to assist with?
Becky's gonna crack her knuckles and just roll up the sleeves and be like, let's get to it.
You can see Mognir's compound eyes slightly darting between the pair, thinking, have I made a mistake?
What have I unleashed?
This is
women
great. Oh my god.
Remodeling it.
All right.
Okay, so yes.
That's a compound roll between the two of you. That's a assisting roll. So, Bond, you roll engineering. Do you have any academics or botany? Didn't think so. Pure engineering on your part, then. Do you have any other proficiencies you want to give?
Not that I could think specifically for like, oh, well, actually, because she did have, hold on. So she did have experience with, especially when she worked with the colonies, getting things set up, and that probably would have included working with Gallant to help set up the hydroponics, the food, the agricultural machinery, things like that. So probably at least for the base structure, to keep everything moist, to keep it alive, I would probably argue that.
So if that's the case, if you want, you can have Gallant too. Is your ship's other botanist before
Yes.
you guys got a player character botanist?
Yes, so yeah, she would definitely grab him as well and be like, yeah, she'll send him a message and be like, are you available? Meet us here.
Zenith's quarters, now!
Like, pause, respond, sure. And a couple minutes later, Gallant would show up inside the room, in fact.
Meanwhile, Zenith and Becky are super excited. We're just like, yes.
Ideas.
We have blueprints. Like, I assume that's what we're doing right now. We're just blueprinting it.
Yep.
Okay. So Gallant pops into the room. He's still like I'm not sure if I've described him for a while, but as a synthetic, he actually looks a little more organic than most others do. He's actually intentionally designed his frame to more mimic closely flesh and blood. So, like, the plates on him are flexible plastic. His muscle system's actually being covered in, like, almost a synth kind of skin. Like, it's still black and rubbery, but as a result, he has, like, a slightly more smooth kind of looking shape to it.
He has cute little coral antlers. That's what I like to call them.
And he's still wearing the green research lab coat that he wore when he was barreled on, which gives him a very Buzz Lightyear color scheme, which I didn't intend, but it just ended up that way. So
Yeah,
he walks in and just sees everything you're doing, just goes, right, well, get to it. He's going to step in. So here's how this is going to go. Compound roll. We have Zenith, you're given the core roll. Becky, you're the second supporting roll.
I rolled an 18.
Cool, and then I'm going to have Gallant do the final roll. So, and his will be, as opposed to half, which will be yours, Becky. Yours is halved. His would be thirded. So, and you just keep going that way. So, looking at what we had, Zenith, what did you roll?
Okay, I was just checking that I was understanding what I needed to do. So it's still into like the roll. That one.
Yep.
Oh, that's piss. I'm going to use a word that's walked out of my head.
A mode.
That one.
Yep.
Yes, because those are both pants.
Lolly, you having a stroke? Are you alright?
Honestly, I do wonder sometimes. That's not a lot better.
It is towards the end of the session.
This is
and
the
you're
end of
on
the
start.
session.
I might just go again.
Okay.
Do better.
All right.
Or fucking don't.
Is that the same exact roll?
Oh no, it's one worse on both die, actually. So it is
Yeah.
the same
Oh,
level.
it was
First of
delayed
all,
for me then, sorry.
Like, I know it's a complicated system, but it's new. But the higher you roll, the better.
Thanks, Lev.
All right.
That's super handy. So the best I got there was the 3. So I guess I'm taking the 3 plus 1 for engineering, plus academics plus botany.
Yep.
So I can squish us up to a 6.
And also,
Staring at everything like I probably can't read much else.
yeah, I don't really see how espionage or Anazali Imperial will be helpful. So we're starting at a 6. Bon, Becky added a half of an 18, so that's a 9. 15. And now Gallant is going to do his roll. So Gallant is a highly specialized guy. So
He's fantastic. That's why we have the NPCs. They're fantastic.
oh. And he also gets a 6. Back to 8. Off Raymond.
Are NPCs rounded up on me?
So no, they round down. So
Then
even
that
central
is a
characters.
4.
Yep. So that is going to be what it is. So we're looking at a 4. So 4 plus 15, that would be 19. That is enough to figure out how to do it. So
Yay.
yeah, you guys think about it for a little bit, and it's a bit of a head scratcher, but eventually, like, between Becky suggesting a particular way to, like, make a trellis system that could work on the interior, and Gallant mentioning ways in which you could actually sort of, by splicing trees together and keeping them at specific angles, basically, you can't grow the whole tree, but you can kind of bonsai trees into the structure. So they adhere to the interior shape of the wall. So combine that with your basic knowledge of like cultivation and like how to do that. Yeah, you figure out a way to basically turn the entirety of the room into a garden. Plus.
Yay.
So excited.
Now we can do that in here, yeah?
It's gonna take it's like when you guys started off, you can create the program and like lay out everything that you've done. Technicians can keep doing it while you're down on the planet, because it's not gonna take one day. It is gonna take probably the whole time that you're down on the planet. Maybe give or take about a week. So, but
Mogni's gonna come back and be like,
is this my room?
Yes, it'll be a lovely surprise for Mognir when Mognir returns.
Was I'll return to greenery and go, this is my room, everybody get the fuck out.
Yeah. Everyone helps you move in, and everyone's like, congratulations! Thanks, leave me.
Yeah. Honestly, Zenith will be checking, like, do you require any assistance with maintenance?
I should be fine.
Leave, like, oh. Like, my work here is done.
And like that, you now have a brand new little side project to work on, Zenith. The expansion of a garden in space.
I did want to ask too, because I know this is something that would also be a long-term goal, at least before they get to the actual planet and have the meeting with Horak to finish the anchored T set, because that was something that was like done before sleep usually, like bit by bit. Because I kept asking, should I roll? When am I rolling?
Right.
And I'm not sure when I would roll.
Just roll me a... Let me check your stats quick.
A beepity bappity boopty bop.
Yeah, I was just gonna say like scat doodly doodly dat.
Banana.
There we go. Okay. So make me... Oh, that's right. We combined crafting and engineering because as much as I love crafting, it really kind of pointless around when we have a task like it. So you're going to make me an engineering roll. I'll let you... What's going on here?
Is it not saved or loaded?
I don't think uploading your stats correct have all the same traits as a certain Anatoly. And I know you don't have botany, so I guess I just never finished filling it out. It's fine, it'll do.
No, I just have robotics industrial equipment for proficiencies.
We'll fix this later. So, it's probably just the one part that I didn't fix. Do me a favor, just roll me engineering. And, luck die. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll re-roll.
That's a 10.
A dirty 20, I'll take it. Oh, that explodes.
You're good. It's such a low-level task. This is a very pretty thing you're working on, not a particularly difficult thing. This is the sort of thing you can watch...
no, it's just so, like, even he can see it, so that way it's engraved and, like, patterned.
Yeah, for sure. This is the kind of thing you could watch a YouTube video on the Prism and... Like, you have the tool. So, yes. Managed to complete her little team. And with that...
Go on.
No, go ahead.
It's alright, never mind.
No, it's ask ye now.
Ask.
I promise you it was a stupid sentence that only Louis would make, so don't.
Okay. So, without further ado, the final day wanes. And as you all slowly go to bed and wrap up your evening, morning swiftly approaches, and in the distance, an orbital station looms. The bright sun reflecting off Letali Bay. Both you and the ship pale ghostly light as you approach sight, murder, hopefully. That. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate everyone who's tuned in and watching. Go enjoy the playthrough. If you've been watching this, please do me a favor. Before I even ask you about Patreon or any of that, I'm going to do an exception. We cannot have more than so many people watching this stream live at a time, because YouTube literally cannot help but hurt its creators, and has a limit on the number of people who can watch a live stream on YouTube, unless you clear a certain threshold of subscribers. Do me a favor. Subscribe. Do it now. Go slap that button a couple of times. Just do it an odd number of times so you're subscribed. And so that we can grow the channel. Because I would like multiple people to watch this. And I really don't want to have to go back to Twitch on it. Because then I lose all the records of the game. So, please go subscribe. Likewise also, a huge thank you to all my amazing patrons. If you want to see my content, whether it be TTRPGs like Legacy First Flight, my webcomics like Gentry Delon Ain't No Fascist, or just YouTube stuff, including what you get here, or my art streams over on my Last Omnitech channel, your best way to do it is to go to patreon.com/thelastdomdetect. You can do that for free. And if you want to subscribe, like my amazing folks at Tier 1, Ampersand, Atlas, JJ Cray, and Jenna, the folks at Tier 2, Necrodamus and Souls Rolls, or my amazing Tier 3 patrons, Mossy the Mighty and Heinrich the Heroic, that's the best way to support me. It'll go directly to me and to making more things and to keeping a roof above our heads as our tiny little family, because this is my sole source of income. And with that, I appreciate you all. You're all amazing. And does anyone... Oh, yes. And a final thing. Please go and like, subscribe, follow all the amazing folks that are currently inside of like the chat and currently in the stream. They're amazing and they deserve your respect. I genuinely love all of them. They mean the world to me. And with that, I suppose this is where we call it. Have a lovely day, everybody. And I'll see you next time. Peace.